I think that's us. Good morning, everybody. That's the band Hum and Stars. We are live for the first time in, I don't know, like a month or so. How long have we been off? Weeks?
Yes. I didn't know we were coming back, but those videos kept popping up. I'm like, oh yeah, we're coming back the 31st.
Some people like those videos, and others despise them. Yeah, we're trying new things. You assholes, relax. People are like, what the fuck are these things?
I forget the first one that popped up. I was like, I forget who it was even. I was like, what is he talking about?
Just trying to keep the excitement up for me and you, Jimmy. Just making sure that people didn't forget about us. Colin Quinn's was the best because there was no audio on it.
Oh, that was on purpose. I thought so.
Of course it was, yes. Colin Quinn just, babbling, and you don't know what he said because there was no audio.
Okay, I actually did try to adjust that, and it didn't Voss, as I heard.
Voss had one, and Bob Kelly and his kid had one, and our new friend Brett Morgan had one, and DeStefano, and Ian Halpern. Hollywood. His Highness, who is we're all fan. Florentine, I don't think I saw yours.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did one with my son in the background. He was.
I didn't see yours.
I was trying to film it, and he wouldn't shut up.
Right.
He was doing it on purpose, just to ruin it. He already knows, ruined stuff already.
Mark Norman doing his nail polish. Mike Bichetti.
Oh, all the celebrities.
Did you see?
Well, we called in some big heavy hitters.
Did you see Mike Bichetti's? He was doing some acting.
No, I do love Mike, but
could you play Mike Bichetti's? Please play Mike Bichetti's.
Be Jimmy, Roland, Travis. Hope you guys are all good. Not Sam. Hope everybody's good. E-Rock. Hope you guys are having a great vacation. It's Mike Bichetti live at home. Okay, Ma, I'll take the garbage out. As you guys know, I still live at home. Anyway, September 5th, I'm going to be at the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City with Stacey Pressman, Evan White.
Oh, Jimmy's face. See, he was doing some acting like he was trying to get something done, but his mom's yelling and screaming that he has to take the garbage out. What you see is him like looking around, like obviously there's a loud voice. That
he puts the hand on either side of his mouth because he doesn't, like, what are you doing? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, some videos for the people. But now we're back live. What's up, Florentine?
What's going on?
How are you, buddy?
Good.
Everyone was tweeting me going, what the fuck? Why aren't you at the AC/DC show with Florentine? I said, I don't know. I guess he just forgot about me. It's okay. We'll go next time.
No, I didn't forget about you. I texted you a couple weeks before about going, but then I knew you were on vacation with the family. I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be able to break away.
I would have broke away for AC/DC. Take a little day for myself.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had that kind of control over your marriage. You could just do that. Yeah, you could just leave your vacation in the middle of it. That's a tough one to pull off.
You think it's a tough one?
Well, I'm just saying in general it is.
I think I could have got away, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that would have been nice. I had a chance to go to the Yankees game as well with a couple of my old college buddies, but I blew that off as well. I just don't like baseball anymore.
I want to go this year to a Yankee game. I want to see one Yankee game.
So why don't we go check it out with the ticket lady?
I want to do that.
I think they're playing the Giants, who's my team, so maybe we'll go.
Oh, yeah.
Like in a couple of weeks.
Sure. It's still nice out.
Yeah.
You want the treatment?
Of course.
I'll get you the treatment.
Oh, it's the treatment.
I'll get you
hold your eyes open and show you violent films and give you drugs. Shh, Dad, it's the treatment.
I'll write the ticket lady as soon as we go to break. You want the Giants game for real?
I got to look at the dates, see if I'm around, but yeah.
No, I'll tell her just to do it, and then if you can't go, you can't go.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
You're going to get the treatment. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I didn't care what game I saw. I just wanted to go once.
Yeah.
I want to go on an off game, like... I want to just go to a little restaurant, but I have to do it on a weekend. Maybe this coming weekend I can.
Well, are you still dieting? Because,
yes.
This restaurant is ridiculous.
I've been cheating, though. I went out with Colin one night for dinner.
Yeah.
And I had chicken parm. I really shoved my food in my fat face. And then I had 2 ice cream cones for dessert, and he showed me boats down in Battery City. And it's like, we're on a date. I was on a date with Colin Quinn.
What do you mean he showed you boats? You guys walked down to the...
We were down there. We were already down there. We met down there.
Yeah.
And
you're walking around a dock, just checking out some boats?
Yeah, like these nice yachts. He's like, it's kind of nice down here, right? And I'm like, yeah, it was.
Were you eating the ice cream at the same time, looking at the boats?
Yes, I was.
That'd be a real date.
Yes, I was. And apparently he called me out on something. Because I was...
Not Colin.
No, I wound up having... I guess the guy came over to tell me what kind of ice cream cake they had, and I made a face. But then I went and got the same ice cream somewhere else, and Colin was really not happy with me.
What kind of ice cream?
Pistachio.
Ooh.
I think it was pistachio.
Did you guys check out the Statue of Liberty?
I did not, but I did go to the Empire State Building once.
You did?
Yes.
All the way to the top?
I had a friend in from out of town, and she wanted to do something. It was like a random thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go to... I haven't done that since... Once in my life I did that when I was probably 7. My grandmother took me. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Was it cool? I don't remember.
I wasn't going to go because I was like, well, it's going to be a long line.
Yeah.
And we just happened to be walking around. And there was like... I went in and I was like, where can we get the Express? And they're like, oh, you don't even need it. There's no lines.
Wow.
But I bought the VIP Express anyway. And
what do you get with the VIP Express?
You just get the cut any lines and whatever. It was a, you know, it saves you a little bit of time. And we went up to the 86th floor, looked around, it was kind of nice, and then went up to the 102nd floor, which is in the actual antenna. It was awesome.
Are you the average person allowed to go to the 102nd floor?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
You can.
What was awesome about it?
Just the view is so good. It's like you see everything. Like I know that's not breaking ground saying you're high up at the Empire State Building.
Right.
But I just haven't done it in probably almost 40 years since I was a kid.
I can't remember when I did it.
But I loved this. That was my most fun on my vacation, was going on the top of the Empire State Building.
Was that your closer with the chick? Then you got laid after that?
No, we didn't have sex. No, she was just a friend.
Oh.
But I was just
the trip to all the way up there,
What?
VIP. She should at least done something.
I know.
And you just flew in a friend?
No, I didn't fly her in.
Oh, she happened to be
Yeah, she was
in
there.
town. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And I was just like, let's just go up. We were outside. And she's like, oh, yeah, I kind of wanted to always see it. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, let's just try it. And I wasn't going to, but then I was like, It was fun, man. I really enjoyed it. Now I want to go back up.
Why do you want to go back up?
I don't know. I should have taken the walking tour. Because you realize you live here, you don't do stuff like that.
Right.
No, I've never been there.
Yeah, it's like, you know, my grandmother took me to the Trade Center when I was a kid. She took me to the Statue of Liberty. She took me to
I want to go to the
Empire
Statue of
State Building.
Liberty. That I would like to do.
That's not, the view isn't as good. You see that stupid apartment building they're building on Park Avenue?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a 107-story residential building.
Yeah. It's just about done. It's the second tallest building in New York City now. I think it's higher than the Empire State Building. Yeah.
It is. I'm supposed to be living up there in one of the top 3 floors.
Really?
I'm getting a place. Yeah.
Man, your stand-up's just taking off.
Yeah, I've had some really good gigs lately. I mean, I'll throw in for a $100 million apartment.
You must have been playing stadiums while we were off.
Yeah. I did a couple of, zipped over to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kevin, did you work with Kevin Hart? Maybe you did there. Kevin just did Lincoln Financial Field, the Eagle Stadium this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
How many people?
I think it holds, I think
50,000 maybe?
50, 60,000.
Did he do 50 or 60,000?
Oh, he sold it out, I think, yeah.
And he filmed it too. I guess that's going to be next special, I'm pretty sure.
Good for him. Yeah, there you go. It's the second tallest building in New York City now. The one on Park Avenue. It's let's just call it 1,400 feet high. And One World Trade Center is just under 1776. We know that. They did that on purpose. So cute.
I hate that.
That they did 1776.
It's like fucking fife and flute music. Yeah, it really annoys me.
And then what's the Empire State Building?
It was 1250 at one point.
1250. There you go, Jim Norton. In third place, the Empire State Building here in New York City. What's fourth? 1200, the Bank of America Tower. Okay.
It was a fun thing. I was glad I did it. It was just something unexpected that you would never do. You drive by it all the time. You look at it and you're like, I would never go.
Yeah.
And you do it and you're like, fuck, that was fun, man.
Rounding out the top 5, the Chrysler Building coming in at just over 1,000. All right.
It's weird looking down on the Chrysler Building.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like a little fella.
It's just a little. There was a time it was the tallest, I believe. Back in like the 30s, 1930, 31.
I believe the Empire State Building was completed in 1931. Am I incorrect in that? I believe 1931.
I believe, though, the Chrysler Building was the tallest. And then, the Empire State Building came along. You're probably right. Yeah, you're right. 1931.
You know what I was thinking of? I was born in 1968. That's 37 years after the building. That's how insignificant a human life is. At that point, somebody had already been hired at the Empire State Building, done a 20-year career, and retired.
Ugh, Jesus.
Which means, like, say 1942.
Right.
Some guy got a job there. It was already 10 years old.
Yeah.
The building was already 10 years old.
There was already wear and tear on the building.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a 20-year career and he retires. I'm still not even alive yet.
All right, Jimmy. Jesus. Fucking morbid.
But you know what I mean? Like, that's how the history of, like, a structure like that.
Sure. You should look at the ocean. That'll really blow your mind.
I know.
That those waves have been coming in for a really long time.
But they're not.
But they're going to be coming in for a really long time after you're gone.
Yes, they will.
A real long time.
But they're not man-made. If they were man-made, it'd be different. But they're just there.
I guess.
Yeah, I laugh at the ocean.
You laugh at the ocean?
Yeah, the ocean's garbage.
Kenny saw a shark on vacation.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
like 4 feet of water or something like that.
Now a shark is on a radio show saying how, Kevin here saw a dummy on vacation.
A lot happened while we were away, huh?
Yeah.
A lot happened. All sorts of shootings and fuck, man.
Yeah. And I'm not going to harp on it. It annoyed me too much.
You should harp on it for a second, Jimmy.
We always talk about the fucking media and how they talk about race. This black guy killed these 2 white coworkers. It was a workplace shooting.
The cameraman and the reporter down there in Virginia.
And they've mentioned the racial motives because they had to.
Yeah.
But when Dylan Roof shot up a church, it was like this fucking 21-year-old nobody white kid. And he really was a nobody fucking piece of shit hayseed. All they could talk about is why he did it. This guy is one of their own. He's a member of the fucking media.
Right.
And they won't talk about the main reason he did it.
And he said why he did it.
He said why he was doing it. And they mention, again, they have mentioned it because they kind of have to. It's so obvious. And he said this is why but man, they just are washing over it. It's not anywhere in the Daily News today.
Well, they're focused on the fact that he, wished he could have been a $2,000 gay escort again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
longed
blame
for
him.
his days as the $2,000 gay escort. He's on the front fucking page.
Yeah. But not racist killer. Not racist sicko like it is with Dylan Roof and all, which,
Yeah.
it's killer.
Yeah, it's
It was
just killer.
same thing with that cop down in Texas when they were looking for the
Houston
guy.
area, right?
Yeah, they just put looking for a dark complexioned male. They had a picture of. They had
I think it's
a
brave.
surveillance picture of the guy too, and it was dark complexioned male.
I think it's brave that they even said dark complexion male.
That's
kinda brave.
because they were showing the picture. They had to say something, I guess.
Yeah.
They had to address it somehow, so that's how they worked it.
Yeah. The media's they're just terrified of any type of racial. I don't understand what is so scary.
They're just terrible.
Or they don't want to give other people the same idea. Maybe they're afraid of, fucking starting a revolution or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
But this guy was apparently a real douche anyway.
Yeah,
everyone hated him. He complained all the time to Human Resource. He was the worst.
He was exhausting.
He was exhausting.
He was always just knocking on HR.
Yeah.
I got a complaint.
Yeah, so said something racially insensitive.
I saw a watermelon. I know they put that out for me.
Yeah, and then
Where do I file a complaint on the watermelon I saw in the lobby?
Yeah, and then the girl would say, "Hey, we got to go out in the field and cover this story." He's like, "What do you mean? You're talking about a cotton field and go and pick cotton, black people?" She's like, "No, that's the term
Did he really
we use."
say that?
Oh yeah, the field, and there was another one that she would use too, and he thought that was racist too.
She said racist stuff, but the fact that this sick fuck, this fucking nobody, goes and shoots these 2 innocent people, and the motives are, a big part of it racial. Mm-hmm. They're just ignoring it. Are they having the gun debate like they always do?
Oh God, yeah. Yes, they are, Jimmy. Yes, they are. Nothing will be done with that whatsoever.
No. Field and swinging were racist out in the field.
Yeah, we got to swing by. I think it was another one.
So we
like
thought
said, we got to go swing by the park to go. Yeah, swinging
racist.
was too. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that! Just what a fucking fat nudge he looks like. He's the worst.
Just one of those tiny mustaches.
He's horrible.
One of those pencil thin mustaches. Yeah. What are you doing? Shave that.
Horrible.
You're not Hispanic.
He looks like Bookman from Good Times.
Yeah.
Real creepy.
I kind of thought that too. Anyway, that story's kind of old now, but
yeah,
man, that was just horrifying. But fucking. Not gonna lie to you, kind of fascinating. The guy's live tweeting. He GoPro. Was it a GoPro? that he used for that?
It looked like a phone.
It looked like a phone because it was like rectangular.
Oh, right. He was just, well, I think they try to say it was a GoPro at first, but yeah, you're right. With the angles and stuff, that was a smartphone.
Then you just see him holding the gun. Like, what a
holy
fucking piece of
man.
shit. I'm glad he shot himself. Like, that's what, I'll say that at least he did that. We don't have to look at him for the next 20 years. Like, if you're going to go out and kill people like that, just shoot yourself in the car. It's easier.
Right. I'm a bit guilty of exploiting the whole thing because I'm with Jimmy on this whole thing. I hate when we focus on, the shooter and give him attention and make him like this,
anti-hero,
anti-hero, bigger than life. But I was so fucking fascinated by him tweeting and stuff that I got dragged into it a little bit. So I'm a bit hypocritical because I certainly play it the other way usually.
Well, it's kind of hard when a guy is live. I don't think that's ever been done. A guy's never live tweeted and then fucking put the video of his own murder up.
I was beyond amazed by the whole thing.
Yeah. I didn't watch it. I saw it was a link and I couldn't watch it.
You know what, Florentine? I saw the fucking video and I wish I didn't. I really did. And then
it's not that bad.
And then everyone was tweeting me like, "Where can I find it? Where can I find it?" And at that point, I'm like, "Look, man, it's the internet. If you need to see it, you can find it. You can find it yourself. I'm not fucking tweeting a link to this thing." Not that I'm trying to say I was a great guy for not doing that, but I was caught up in the whole thing for a little while because I usually despise when the media focuses on these guys.
It looks different in real life. Like the shootings, like the way he shot her.
It's not a movie, man.
She like ran.
Yeah.
Like she got hit with a few shots and like turned to run and I guess just collapsed.
Right. And it's more of a pop, pop, pop.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really
like when you hear it on, in a movie or something.
Yeah, you feel bad for the two people. They did nothing wrong.
And they were just nice people.
Yeah.
And wasn't one of the fiance was in the control room back at the station?
That was the cameraman's fiance.
Yeah, the cameraman's fiance worked at the station.
She was in the control booth
when this went down.
So they went out to do a live shot. The cameraman's fiance's back at the station in the booth checking out the live shot.
Yeah.
So she watched that whole fucking thing.
Wow.
And then the reporter was engaged as well to somebody else from the station.
It's just some mentally ill. Are they talking about the mental illness? They never seem to harp on that.
I think you're seeing a turn in that. You really are. More and more people are really starting to discuss the mental illness angle of these things. Finally. We used to put them away. Every city has a big, huge building that has a lot of vines on it. I think they should open up those places again, right?
Yeah.
They don't even need to clean them out. Just march them in there.
Yeah, there was a huge one where I live, and they closed years ago. But that was the place. Like, that's where you're gonna go if you're crazy and shit like that.
Every city has at least one. There's one out on Long Island in the Kings Park area that they're slowly, I think, demolishing finally. But that was pretty wild to just walk around because it was all deserted, and you saw these buildings just being taken over by vines and trees and weeds and whatnot.
That's where I can't wait until we have computer. People think I'm crazy but I really do think that computer chips. But that is gonna. I can't. Eventually, we will have. We'll probably have them either put in ourselves or we'll just wear them. Your financial information, everything. You just put your finger, boop, and everything will be known. But that's where it will come in handy if the government can monitor you a little bit, because every time you don't take your fucking medication, when you're one of these fucking, I didn't take my medication.
It was office medication.
It's office medication. Every time you do that, maybe they zap your chip and you can't move until you take it. You just got to sit there like a lump. Like you don't have to take it, but you can't leave your house.
Yeah. We
electric shock you.
We could solve all these problems, but we would just look like assholes. Because there you go. There's the solution, John. Yeah. I mean, we all know mentally ill people, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the discussion is we all know someone that could snap. So what do? You go to the authorities and go, hey, blah, blah is going to snap someday? There's nothing you could do with this shit.
Yeah, I think at least 5 different people should have to say it. Like, there should be a set number of people. Yeah. Like, if 5 of your coworkers say, look, this guy's a complete asshole, then they should monitor you, yes.
And then, they can't even fire you because that's usually the thing that pisses people off.
Didn't he get fired, this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They had to escort him out of the building, and I guess he was a problem.
I think he waited a couple of years before he did
Couple of years?
Like he was fired.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
I think he was fired in 2013. There's one of those buildings in Harlem, New York. Oh, never mind. Okay. We're talking about the mental institutions. So, but I mean, people are discussing the mental illness more than
a lot of.
Well, they might as well because we know what they're not discussing, so we might as well.
But the medication too, the side effects, some of the medication that they're on makes them violent too. Well, so it's not all about them not taking their medication.
Oh. Well, I mean, those pills are getting better. They really are. They're figuring out those pills more and more. I fucking hate these old ladies trying to buy a fucking car. How many times do we have to see that commercial?
Oh, the poor old dear. I didn't see it.
You saw that, right?
They're twin sisters.
Are they really?
Yeah. I wish she was buying it from Frank McRae and used cars. Get in the motherfucking
car. Talking about putting mentally ill in certain areas. What's to decide who goes in? I don't know. Let me go to. I don't know who this guy is because my screen's all fucked up. But I know he's calling from Jersey. What's up, buddy?
Hi, it's Leslie. How are you guys?
Pretty good. Thank you.
I agree with you 100%. People who kill people should be institutionalized, depending on their mental status.
Whoa, slow down a little bit. Yeah. Getting a little crazy with us.
My apologies.
Okay.
But I guess my question is, and, obviously we can't philosophize on this all day, but, how do you determine, would it be just people who kill people or hurt people? Or would it be the obvious mentally ill who aren't being medicated, but you see, wandering the streets? And who makes the decision?
I think we make the decision. I think we all get one person from our own families that we get to put into an institution. Let's start there. We all get one, because we all know at least one in our own families.
Do you have one in mind?
Oh, boy,
I have one in several.
I might have a few at this point in my family.
Yeah.
Me too. But
you have Easy Pass at that place.
Oh boy, I need a Congo line right into the front door.
and I agree with you, but I guess because they used to back in the day, you could have I'm not going to say who it is. You could have your family member. You could just say, listen, my wife, let's say, is crazy as a loon. She needs to be institutionalized, and then they would based on what you said.
Yeah, how did it used to work? We're not old enough for this shit. How did it used to work? Because these places were filled with people.
No, I know because my great-grandparents were institutionalized by one of their children because they wanted their money. What they said was because they were
old. Not a bad system.
No, that's a great system.
My mother and father have been sitting on a few things. Come on, let's go. Let's move it along.
Let's go.
But it just really went on word of mouth. Opie, you could say, my mother, my father, my mother, my two sisters, something's wrong with them. And if you had enough money and could get someone else to back you up, they'd go.
Yeah.
So I think that's really why they cut that system down, which is bad because this is part of the trend of where all this violence is coming from, because no one can make you take your antipsychotic medication.
Well, what did they decide? It was inhumane, so they just opened up the doors and let everyone back out on the streets?
Was that Koch?
I don't know.
Who's a homeless person?
That was way before that. No, that was way before that.
There was a homeless person, Billy something. I believe she was a black woman named Billy something, and she was kind of became the face of it, I think, during the Koch administration. Can we check on who that is? She was this crazy lady that kept getting it, and because they wouldn't just lock her up against her will. I don't remember.
Yeah, I want to know who. How did we get it done where we just opened up all these facilities and let them back out?
Well, eventually what it was is they saw the inhumane treatment that the people who were locked up were getting, and a lot of them weren't really, insane to the point where they were going to harm other people. They were just run-of-the-mill crazy people, like most of the people we know. So it's in essence, it is a good idea. If this guy who shot those two poor people or the guy who shot the cop were locked up, they wouldn't hurt anybody. But then, again, it's how do you decide?
We're not. Why are we even having this conversation? We're not going to go backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
In this new PC
Billy
world
Boggs.
we live in, we're not going backwards.
Remember Billy Boggs, that woman?
Billy Boggs, yeah.
I vaguely remember the name now that you brought it up, Jimmy. But in the 1980s, when Ed Koch was mayor, the streets in New York were full of homeless, psychotic, mentally individuals who had been abandoned by the mental health system. This was before Mayor Rudy Giuliani decided to implement his 3 strikes and you're outlaws to incarcerate the mentally ill for loitering, urinating, sleeping, and other things the mentally were forced to do in the streets. This is a long article, so where do we go with this?
No, I just remember her name, that was all.
Okay, and what? So what? They saw...
Oh, Joyce Brown was her real name. Okay. Because Eric brought up something that said Joyce Brown. You were right.
But how does the story go with Billy Boggs?
I don't remember. I just remember her being kind of the name attached to it. The first homeless, psychotic, mentally ill person he tried to help who didn't recognize she was ill was Billy Boggs. She was seriously mentally ill, had been multiply psychiatrically hospitalized, and her family provided housing. But her refusal to take medication to restore her sanity and resilient or whatever violence, I can't see, I really need reading glasses.
Resultant, I think?
Yes, and resultant violence and substance abuse led to a dangerous, untenable situation at home. Okay, so yeah, she was one of those who just wouldn't take her medicine.
Right.
Just one of those.
So what did they do with
shits.
her?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Did they just throw her in the East River?
They should have. Just beat it. If you won't take your medicine, fucking beat it, you fucking burden.
More than frustrating.
Beat it.
You're just walking around the house where you just take these fucking pills so we can get some fucking sleep.
If you take your pills, great. Well, I'm willing for the taxpayers to pick up the tab. I'm happy. I don't mind my tax dollars helping somebody who's crazy. I'm happy to have that happen. You're mentally ill. I'm fine to help with my money.
Right.
But don't be. I don't want to take my medication. Right. Cool. Get in the river. That's it.
River.
I don't want to take my medication. You don't have to. Get in the river. But I can't swim. I know. We're going to drown you like a fucking kitten. Tired of you.
How mentally ill are you if you acknowledge you can't swim, by the way?
Absolutely. Or if you're...
See, you have an awareness.
You're aware enough to go, I don't like pills. I don't want to take my pills. I don't want to take my medication. I prefer not to. You don't have to.
Now we're going to have to deal with some shitty tweets today. But
I don't care.
I mean, the reality is, we all know mentally ill people, and it sucks, and it's a burden, and it's exhausting, and all that. But we're not...
Get in the river.
Get in the river.
That's it. Get in the fucking river, you burden. Get in the river. If you're willing to take your medicine, that's different. I'm only talking about people who are not willing to take their medicine.
You got to run for office, and your slogan's got to be get in the river.
I'm tired of you fucking up things for everybody. Because they're the ones who are doing the shootings. They're the ones who are doing so many of the acts of violence. We're just tired of them.
Yeah.
Take your fucking medicine and act like a real person. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Crush it up and put it in their fucking oatmeal.
Yeah, the mental illness is a much bigger problem than the actual guns in this country. I hope people completely understand that.
All right, well, have a good day, you guys. I hope
Goodbye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Can you turn the heat down a little bit? It's a little warm in here, right?
I turned it up a little bit. Well, we still have that dumb thermometer or thermostat.
I know, I'm petitioning for the rectal one.
Thermostat, where you just touch it and it goes up 80 degrees or something.
By the way, did you read that article where we were unfairly painted as bigots, you and I?
You're kidding?
No. I was very annoyed.
I'm just happy we finally got press. Where was this? Where was this?
It was this guy, really annoying. Somebody who obviously doesn't really know the show that well.
Was it a blog?
No, it was in the New York Observer.
Okay.
And it was an article called Ricky Gervais is the funniest man alive. And our names came up.
I did sort of see this.
And when Ricky came in, this guy Jacques Haizangi or something.
Right.
I guess he wrote for Charlie Hebdo at one point, but it was a good article on Gervais, and he said that Ricky walked in, and it had something to do with race, and he said how we were berating a black caller and bullying a black caller. Do you remember that troll that called in? You guys are racist. You guys are racist.
Yeah.
And this guy acts like this guy was just this legitimate guy,
right?
Trying to have this fair racial discussion,
right?
And it was like either you just tuned in at that part and only heard that part. And he goes, and the moronic, he called the bigots, weren't letting the black caller make his point. And then the moronic Mr. Norton kept shouting him down with, you're full of shit. Yeah, because he was full of shit.
All right, let's go to that part, because I did see this over the break, and when I see my name in the press, I go, ooh, and then I don't read the article. I just get excited that my name's in the press.
And you don't even read it?
Nah. Not at this, because I mean, I learned over the years that if we're in the press, it's always for something shitty.
Right.
It's never for something good.
Listen to what this either misinformed or absolutely guilty white person says.
All right, here we go. So on the show, Opie with Jim Norton, Mr. Gervais happened to be seated when the two bigots. Oh Christ, you absolutely don't know the show.
That way, because we were yelling at a guy who we felt was a troll caller.
Right.
I felt he was a troll caller. That's bigoted. Like, what a dope this guy is.
We've had discussions with black callers, and most times we're not yelling and screaming at them.
We side with them half the time. What an
I remember that call. I remember listening. He was awful.
He was just awful.
Just 100 miles an hour saying the same thing.
Like one of those radical, annoying guys.
But I think it was determined that he was a troll the whole time.
I felt he was a troll, yeah. That's why I kept saying you're full of shit. 'Cause I didn't believe him. I didn't believe his sincerity.
The listeners know more about these people on the show than we do. And they're like, hey, guys, that was a troll. Yeah. And supposedly he's called before, and we just didn't recognize his voice or something like that.
Listen to the soft, paternalistic white guy language.
On the show, Opie with Jim Norton, Mr. Gervais happened to be seated when the two bigots were bullying a black bullying
a black caller.
That guy was holding his own.
That's the press. By the way, let's see what he has to write about this shooting.
We're bullying a black caller who was trying to talk about white supremacy in America. You are full of shit, the moronic Mr.
Well, I can't argue with him there. I can't argue with his use of adjectives.
Yelled at the caller at least 30 times. He was counting.
Yes.
The chilling mirror that Mr. Gervais places here in front of a post-racial America is worth 1,000 documentaries on PBS by Henry Louis Gates Jr. It is one of the most disturbing and disrupting. Oh boy.
Cointel. I don't know what that word is.
I've never seen that word in my life. COINTELPRO?
Yeah, ops ever conducted.
Oh, he's one of these guys.
But Ricky walked into the middle of a debate we were having with this asshole caller. And he was an asshole, the guy.
Yeah.
Or he was being one, at least in that call. And this dumb writer, it's like we were bullying the black caller. It's like, it's just, I don't even know how to address this. It's so irritating.
I'm just excited our name was in fucking print.
Yes. That was nice.
More of that.
Yeah. But he acts like, and he acts like Ricky just came in and straightened out the white bigots. It's like, you don't.
Even if people call you a bigot, you're happy it's in print.
Sure, why not? Well,
people that don't know the show, those bigots.
I'll
That's
take
what I read an article.
Point.
Aren't they bigots?
I'll take anything at this point. What are you looking at me?
Didn't he work for Charlie Hebdo? Didn't he write for Charlie Hebdo? I believe he did.
I think so.
And he writes something called Islamic. The author, a former staffer at Charlie Hebdo, vents his spleen on terrorists who can. But so he writes an article called Islamic Cunts,
right?
Which I'm sure is probably a pretty good article, and it's probably a pretty accurate article.
Yeah.
But I guess if you were just to be a dummy and look at the title, you would say, oh my God, this guy hates Muslims. Oh, you have to look a little bit further. But with our show, he can listen to that one clip and,
That's the problem. He doesn't know who we are. He absolutely hasn't listened to us on any regular basis. That Ricky Gervais clip did do very well out there on the internet.
Yeah.
So it came across his desk. He saw what is it? I think it's like a 3-4 minute clip, and then decided we're bigots from that 4 minutes.
And I wrote an email to him. No, but I didn't. It didn't get to him because I called them and I just wanted a voicemail or an email or something.
Yeah.
And they gave me the wrong email address at the New York Observer to write to some assistant. So I wanted to get an email to him. That wasn't even a nasty email. It was like, just, you're wrong. Like, you should do a better job if you're going to research these things. The moronic I can accept, but to sit there and call us bigots is just wrong. It's inaccurate.
That's way wrong. We've sort of agreed at times to the point where, a lot of listeners get mad at me and you.
But it's just a lousy job by the press again of dealing with something. It's a lousy job by some white guy in the press again.
I just love that more and more people are realizing they're just full of shit.
I hope so.
I think 10 years ago they didn't realize as much as they do today. Don't you think?
The press is full of shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's been about 10 years where it's finally starting to change.
That's the whole thing with that Tom Brady thing, with the Deflategate thing, is, the NFL leaked these erroneous reports to, like, Peter King, who's a huge NFL guy, and Chris Mortensen, that 11 out of the 12 footballs were on the deflated, and the Patriots fuck with 11 out of 12, and it was all bullshit.
Yeah.
It was never true, and they put it in, like, the Wells report, like 5 months later. The NFL never said that was wrong.
Right.
They leaked it to these guys, and they trusted them that was coming from the NFL office just to make it look crazy, and then Tom Brady destroyed his cell phone. They said, we don't need your cell phone.
Okay.
We don't need it.
He didn't destroy his cell phone?
He did, but he does it every 6 months when he gets a new phone. But they told him, his lawyer said, "Do you need a cell phone?" "No, we're good. We got enough information. We basically busted you. We don't need your cell phone."
Yeah.
So 4 months later, they go, "Where's your cell phone?" He goes, "I got rid of it like I do every 6 months when I get a new phone." So then the headline was, "Tom Brady destroys his cell phone." All bullshit.
Yeah.
But these reporters just report it because they know it's coming from the NFL, and then they get called out. Everyone's like, "This is bull. Why did you say there was 11 out of 12 that were under-deflated?" It wasn't. There was one ball that was, and there was one on the Colts side that was under-deflated too.
Of course, that whole story is nonsense.
But now, like Peter King and Chris Mortensen, very well-respected journalists in the NFL, are catching a lot of flack from the fans and from people that really dig into the story. Like, you guys you didn't trust your sources. You're not saying where you got it from, and now we can't even trust what you're reporting.
Yeah.
Now all your shit is compromised.
They're the worst. They're just lazy, and they're in a rush to get the... This is guys are doing an editorial on Gervais. It's like, it's different, but it's still just another guy in that world who doesn't know what he's talking about.
He could have wrote that same story and left out the word bigots.
Because I was arguing with an asshole, or a guy who might even be a fan, who I thought was being an asshole,
the guy was
accusing me of something I wasn't. The guy was accusing us, and just yapping about race, and I thought in a kind of a psychotic way, and it was irritating.
There's not much proof that we're white supremacists.
No.
I would say there's no proof.
No.
I know. I was just being nice.
Yeah.
I was being nice. There might have been some weird thing we said over the years, but in general, there's no proof. Well, and all you would have to do is do maybe a little research, and you would have realized that.
But to act
and that guy was purposely calling us white supremacists and stuff like that to try to get us, all rallied up.
But we were bullying the black caller.
No, we weren't.
Bullying him. And of course the white hero steps in print. They were bullying the black caller. Like, stop it.
What does this say there, buddy?
Hopefully Jim Norton's doing a good job. Yeah, I have a feeling it's not going to be that.
Someone on Twitter wrote in that the caller was Kenny from Chicago, who calls this show a lot and calls Sam's show a lot, and he's a troll caller.
Yeah.
He's not just a guy who called in, you guys beat up on him.
So many people, and if he did a little search in our little, in our dumb little world, he would have learned that.
But I get that he doesn't know the guy's a troll, because I didn't know it at first. I just suspected it by what he was saying.
Oh, he's believable.
But but even if you don't know that, just to use the language of the two bigots were bullying, when it turns out he's a known troll caller, and I sensed that he was full of shit because what he was saying was so ridiculous. But literally, a guy like that will listen to that caller, and the guilty white guy will go, "Oh my God, oh this poor man." It's like, you dope. Like, is that really how you look at race relations? You think this guy's being legit?
Yeah.
Or you think what he's saying is legit?
And don't you hear that the guy's holding his own? More than holding his own?
And he was wrong. And Ricky kind of came in half of that. Ricky didn't just rescue a black man from being bullied by two white people.
No, Ricky at the time was very frustrated by the whole thing.
Ricky wasn't nasty enough to him, but that was because Ricky didn't hear the beginning of the call.
Yeah, he just happened to walk down the hall as we were in the middle of that. And we're not going to let Ricky Gervais wait outside there. So
yeah, but anyway, I read that. So
yeah, what about the tits in Times Square?
I missed. I came home from a gig that day, and I almost had Kenny drop me off there, and I regret not doing that.
We could leave right after
still
this.
Doing it?
Yes.
I'm going to go after the show.
You should.
I
it's
walked.
Amazing.
I think you meant the rally. They had a big rally, like a march.
Yeah, because the women groups are supporting this.
Yeah.
They want women to be allowed to just be topless whenever they want.
They're right.
But this thing in Times Square is getting so out of control. It started with a couple Elmos, and I guess they're saying the Naked Cowboy actually started this whole phenomenon. It's kind of like Hollywood Boulevard out there in L.A., where you get all these characters walking around, and you take a picture with the characters, and then they demand a tip immediately. And there's been major fucking problems, and the NYPD has arrested some of the Elmos, and one of the Toy Story guys, I think Woody, was a problem.
Spider-Man,
the Spider-Man one. And as the years go by, it's so crowded now with characters. And one of the things that popped up, I think it's been a couple of years now, is topless girls that have body paint on them. Mm-hmm. And they only had, I believe, 2. I saw the same 2 because we pretty much broadcast right from Times Square here. And then I walked through there just before we went on break. There are so many topless women because they realize this is a great gig. Who doesn't want to get their picture taken with one of these girls that has body paint on?
And what's wrong with it? That's great.
I saw at least 10 to 12, at least.
Any of them hot?
Yes.
Some nice tits, right?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Don't they have like pimps with them or something? Like they have these guys that just kind of hang out, these handlers?
I read some of the stories, and I guess they're controlled by these guys that are pretty fucking nasty. And the girls show up in Times Square with a robe on, and they take their robe right off, and now you're seeing tits. And then they slowly put the paint on in Times Square. So you can watch them getting painted up as well. It's crazy.
It's great, and they should be able to do it.
And there's so many kids around, and the mayor is out of his mind. He doesn't know what the fuck to do, and he wants to shut this shit down. And now the women groups are coming forward going, fuck you, man. You can't shut this shit down.
They're right. He's a fucking prude anyway. Hey, why don't you stick to the horses, dummy? Like you said you were going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
He's not even a strong enough mayor to get rid of fucking a bunch of horses outside of Central Park. But ineffective zilch.
But he might have figured out a workaround. They want to dig that whole area up and allow the cars to go through again. They want to shut down the open air mall or whatever they call it. And they're
do they?
They're figuring, look, that
he
might
wants
be.
to take all that Bloomberg shit out of there.
Oh, good. My apologies, Mr. Mayor.
I know.
My apologies, Mr. Mayor. You have my vote.
I thought about you.
Oh, I love it.
Because Times Square, they're slowly but surely shutting down the streets and making the sidewalks wider. And the mayor's thinking, wow, how am I going to solve this problem? Because there's girls just walking around naked in Times Square where it's supposed to be this family-friendly.
That's right. Get back. Get inside, you whores. I want the streets. Get these Jezebels inside. These women's groups. Sit down, honey. We're making roads.
I thought about you. I'm like, man, all right.
By the way, isn't Times Square better than... Weren't there always things in Times Square? Didn't it used to be you were going to get robbed or fucking piped over the head? And now it's just an Elmo wants a tip. Like, that's the big threat.
They're very
so
aggressive.
much better.
Oh, yeah, it is way better. I mean, when I was growing up coming in for those concerts and we'd sneak up to Times Square to check out some shit. Yeah, it was pimps and hookers and
peep shows all over the place.
Yeah, now you see some bubs.
And drug dealers on every corner, whispering what they had. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And now it's, these topless girls with body paint on.
I want these roads. I want these roads. I want these whores out of Times Square. Yeah. And I want roads. They're like, I'm Team de Blasio.
They're like, look, we could just dig up that whole shit, and then the girls will be forced to be on the sidewalk, on crowded sidewalks, and it won't be the same thing. So we'll see.
Please do that.
It's a very interesting fight here in New York City.
Please get these potted plants out of the street and get roads back in. Please do that, because that area is not good.
See?
Right through Herald Square. Travis, you're saying no.
Well,
do you
once
like the
the winter
plants?
comes, they're not going to be doing this
It's
shit.
not going to happen.
It might.
You don't think they'll dig it up?
Logistically, do you know how much money they've spent on that they're still spending on like turning those roads into, the pedestrian plazas that are just going to rip it all up again?
No, they might in a couple of key areas. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
And then they'll just go to the areas that
I don't care where they go. I don't care if they do it. I just want the roads back.
No, but it wouldn't solve the problem.
I don't care if they knock schools down for the roads. Look, these children will not be able to get educations. Fuck them. Homeschool those little nothings. I want to be able to drive faster.
Travis has the best logic. He's absolutely right.
He does, but he should stay in there alone where he belongs. What'd you say, Robin? I didn't hear you behind the glass.
You have logic, because he's right. The amount of money coming into Times Square because they did all this. There are so many people. Have you walked through there lately?
No. I actually have, yes.
Those people are all
spending... I bought a CD from a black gentleman, so I didn't want to be considered a racist, so I bought a CD.
You did not buy one of the CDs?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You follow city buses.
I know. No, but I've watched them working. I watched them working, and they've never approached me. I guess
the black guys selling the CDs, they're a problem. Oh, wait. We're going to be called bigots again. I mean, they're wonderful, wonderful
dark
people.
Complexion guy.
They're wonderful. They're fucking scary. They're extremely aggressive.
I saw them do it to a guy walking by. They didn't get him, though. He's like a 55-year-old older guy walking by. And they're like, yo, young black guy shakes his hand. And he shook the guy's hand walking by. But if you just keep walking, that's it. But if you stop and engage them like you're tempted to do when a person speaks to you, that's when they get you. I kind of want to do that just to see what happens.
We could do it.
They'll sign it for you, and then they'll tell you to give them $5.
Is it only $5?
They ask for at least $5.
But then I want to go back the next day and complain that my CD was empty. Sir, this was a defective CD. You don't manage your CD player.
They're very easy to annoy.
Can I trade this in for another one, sir?
I find them very scary, Travis.
They are scary, but when they approach you and they say, and they
I'll
say
tell the police.
And then you just walk by them and say, yeah, you got to sign it for me. And then they say, I'll sign your head.
They get mad.
Yeah, they get very mad.
They say, "I'll sign your head."
Yeah, they don't. They're
What
not
an
fast
awful
thinkers.
comeback that
They're
is.
not fast thinkers.
No, but that's not even a good. Like, but in Black Neighborhood, they're very funny. Back in, I think it's called Playing the Dozens. They go back and forth and shit on each other.
Yeah.
But I'll sign your head.
They're the worst.
That's like the guy that probably lost every time they played the Dozens.
But I think
I'll sign your head. All right, just go home.
I'm back here and shut up.
but I think he means he's going to give you a knuckle sandwich, Jim.
Oh, it probably does.
A good knuckle sandwich. If you go online, we'll put some of this stuff on our Facebook page, or we'll certainly tweet it. You can see this quote artist is putting the body paint on this wonderful woman who looks like she's like an 8 or a 9.
Well, she's an undercover.
I hope so.
She's a writer for the New York Post. She went undercover.
Good for
as one
her.
of these
Great
girls.
body.
Really?
Holy
Yeah.
sugar.
That one?
That
The
one.
really hot one?
She's lovely.
gorgeous.
Why aren't there any big fat pigs out there?
There
like,
are.
You know what? You should be a gigantic fat lady and just be a fucking spectacle and let people take your picture. Why not?
They don't want to waste that much paint.
Guys with rollers.
She said the
Get 5-gallon buckets.
Their margins would be.
she said the I guess the pimp guy, whatever, gets 30% of
Yeah.
her money. Yeah,
Jesus.
So they provide the paint, they provide the security, they provide.
Oh, yeah. I guess you do have to have somebody looking out for you.
But
Yeah.
they make a lot of money. I see people giving them money the whole time.
30% they provide the paint. I mean, come on.
Right. They're providing the
That's what
tits.
how much paint is there? It's tits in her fucking your clit.
Right.
It's like the little model paint kits. Wow, that's kind of fun.
Here's the headline. Brava.
Brava.
Brava. All right, to you ladies. Female polls in full support of topless gals.
Yeah.
Hail brave Post reporter.
Good for her.
Well,
yeah, I agree with this. This is where there's a double standard with men and women, and they should absolutely be allowed to walk around topless. And it's not that shocking when you see if it's happening all the time. Women are in New York, at least, are allowed. Are you allowed to walk in stores with? Oh no shirts. Men can't even do that.
Yeah, I mean that's
That's
right.
right. That's
rules that are set up by
genderless rules.
publicly. You can walk around topless.
Yeah.
Anywhere you want. Can you do it anywhere in the U.S. or no?
No, that's a law that's just
State
New York
law?
City, yeah, I think it's city law.
City law?
Yeah, I think it's just New York City.
But can you walk around anywhere upstate with a no shirt?
If they have that law,
Are you
That's where it should be. That's where women should fucking.
even if you have big ones, you can
Yeah.
walk around
Yeah.
topless? 'Cause that's when it gets even sexier. For some reason, the smaller ones aren't as sexy.
Yeah, it's true.
People get more outraged when they're big ones.
You know,
walking
with their giant
around.
pendulum tits. No one cares when there's a fucking A-cop around. They're like, can I help you, sir? Right. But when there's big pendulum tits,
Then there's
everyone's in a
outrage.
tizzy.
Right, a bit of a tizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. If you Google image for the people listening from faraway land, you go to Google, naked painted Times Square. You'll see a whole variety of women.
I regret not getting dropped off there, though. I really did punk out and go home.
We could do it right after the show. They're there right now. They'll be there in an hour. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. And because these articles are the front page of the New York papers off and on for the last week or so, that's going to mean more women doing this. They just promoted this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So
Can we send Adrian down to bring one up so we can have a in-depth
No, I think you have to bring up, thank you, Kenny. Then you have to bring up her scumbag guy.
the scumbag guy.
If he's a legit security guy, that's one thing. But I think these guys are like, you know, are they making these girls do this? I don't know. Or are they just dancers?
That's why I'd like to get to the bottom of this situation.
a lot of them present themselves like they're dancers.
Yes.
And it's their day job.
But Justin and his Joyce DeWitt
what?
hairdo. I thought that raised a very valid point.
I thought it was more Little Nicky.
Oh, God, yeah, that is Little Nicky.
It's not Little Nicky.
You look like fucking Little Nicky.
My hair
What do you
is
do on
going long.
vacation?
My hair grows long. I've been telling
It's got
you
a lot of
all summer.
luster and bounce.
I know.
It does have a lot of luster.
It's very
Yes.
shiny.
Do you do like a Alberto VO5 treatment?
I do
Because that
shampoo.
makes your hair shiny.
Thank you.
I do condition. I use conditioner.
I like to comb it with a 2x4. Yeah, he does have a goddamn lustrous.
So many people on the internet claim I have a wig, and
It's
they,
not a wig. Honestly, it's
I wonder
not a
where
wig.
that
but they-
started.
but they all say
That's
and,
weird.
and even Jimmy says it's a wig, so it's got to be a wig, and I'm like, he's joking.
I am It really isn't a wig, and that's what's so enraged. This wouldn't be as enraging if it was a wig. It'd be funny to goof on, but the fact that is a genuinely good fucking
It's-
Lebanese head of hair.
Yeah,
Lebanese.
we're just jealous that you got a full head of hair.
Where's-
And you got
Nationality
a good haircut. You probably go to a good place. What I know.
I haven't got a haircut in 5-6 months because I'm growing it out.
Where'd you get the highlights?
That's from the lake, and you even said
That's
that.
highlights.
That's
from
not,
the lake. Natural.
You
from
even
the
said,
lake.
I've been sitting outside.
You don't get
for 2
highlights
weeks.
from the lake.
Yeah, fucking Henry Fonda and Katharine Hepburn didn't have highlights.
I saw a bottle of Sun in his bag.
Sun in. It's 85.
What do you put a little lemon juice in there?
Yeah.
Before you lay out.
Yeah, I don't like his fucking. Look at his fucking Janet fucking hairdo.
Janet.
Oh, that's pretty close. Can we style
Exactly.
it like Janet?
Come a lot on my face.
Wow.
His and his and his.
Let's ask your brother, Eric. You think the lake causes highlights?
I honestly don't care.
Yeah. What? Yes, exactly. You guys must have different fathers. Who's your father? Mark Normand? You got hair like Mark Normand. Fucking.
Wow, they won't throw each other under the bus. It's amazing.
I
These
just
two.
put up a picture of Joyce DeWitt saying that's Justin's hair. So
Yeah.
Oh, you
All right.
tweeted it?
That was to throw us off the scent with the highlight thing.
I want to go back to talk
There's
about
highlights in there.
naked ladies, but we can talk about my hair.
Yeah, the naked ladies. I actually have not seen any.
Let's go.
I walked
Let's
home.
blow off the show. Go down there now.
Blow off the show.
Why not? Put on a fucking best of.
We've been off for 2 weeks, and now we're going to go look at naked ladies.
they're cool.
How was the live? Voss, I apologize to Rich Voss if he's listening. I did not. I meant to get back to you and I forgot. He invited me in one day. But the last thing I want to do on my vacation, I think it was just like a perfunctory, like, oh, come on in. Like he really didn't want me to.
Yeah. No, we wanted you.
Voss is a good friend. I'll say this. Voss is a terrible person, but a good friend. And Ryan, this is how dedicated to this radio show. I could be in L.A. I got invited to a Dallas Cowboys thing. And yes, deep down, I am a Cowboys fan. I'm going to start watching football again.
You're ready to go again.
Since I met Tony Romo, and he was truly lovely.
And Jason Garrett was great,
And
too.
lovely.
Yeah.
And,
That's the coach, right?
Yeah. And the ex-backup quarterback who had one of the great comebacks against the fucking Packers that time. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And there was one, you go to their training facility and then a dinner with the players.
You didn't go?
It was tonight in L.A., but I had to be here.
Oh.
And he's getting me a signed Staubach jersey.
Wow.
I'm so happy.
Who is? Rich?
Voss from his friend, yeah.
Oh, he's going. Rich
He's like,
is going?
no, his friend is. He's like, do you want a 2 gym or plain? I'm like, just put a 2 gym. I'm not going to sell
You
it.
must really like being here.
Yeah, it's,
I would have blown this place off for that.
I get enough
kidding
gig
me?
days. I can't do it.
That's a pretty cool thing to
It
get
would
to
have been
do.
an amazing thing to do.
Yeah.
It literally would have been the best thing I've done in years. But
Because all the old timers will be there,
I
too,
know.
right?
Who is this guy? Yeah, I don't even want to say who I was going to go with.
Cool.
Just too. I don't know if he's allowed to.
Who?
Johnny Brand Muffins?
No. It's one of the players.
Tyson?
No.
He's going to show us. We're going to take a break in a second here.
It's not a famous. His name is Rayfield Wright.
I don't know him.
He's an old time player.
What is he doing?
I don't know. That doesn't sound like
What
a
is he
player.
doing? What is he doing?
Yeah, he was born in 19. I actually was just making sure I pronounced his name right. He was born in 45. Ex-player. You go to dinner with an ex-player and then.
And he wanted to take you?
No, but Voss's friend had an extra ticket.
Oh, okay. All right, we're going to take a break. Look, we're too old to be watching the VMAs. I'm going to acknowledge that.
I forgot it was on.
It was so I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know.
I didn't watch any of it. I saw that people were tweeting about it, but there was a great baseball game on a Cubs player pitching no-hitter against the Dodgers.
I saw it.
That was great.
wow.
I
The
was
second
watching that from
the
like
second
the
one in
6th
10
inning on.
days, right?
Yeah, 9 days. I was
9
watching
days?
that from like the 6th inning on, so.
Yeah. Miley Cyrus, I mean, she's outrageous. This broad is really outrageous. And then she gave us a little tit last night on the VMAs. It's all over the place.
I respect
She's
that.
crazy.
Wow. I would definitely suck her nipples. All kidding aside, gents.
Nothing else.
Just her nipple.
Did you see Kim Kardashian's nipples?
Go and do likewise, gents. No, I did not.
Oh, my God.
But I would like to.
She's got some lazy boobs right now.
That's fine.
They're very lazy.
I like a big lazy breast.
Isn't she pregnant right now or something?
Yes.
I'll say this for Kanye. He's annoying, but boy, he really does know how to seed a young lady. Good for Kanye.
And her nipples are huge, and they were on full display at the VMAs yesterday.
I'd be popping load after load in that beautiful body. I don't blame him one iota.
There's no screenshot of her just sitting there with her. There you go.
Oh, those are great.
You
Do you know how fast he must come when they fuck? He's an ugly man, by the way. He really looks like a South Park character. He's like a floating head that got pasted on a body.
Right.
He's just a dopey-looking, surly-looking guy with the shittier outfits every time I see him. They're wearing bed sheets, the two of them. They're like John and Yoko. Really irritating.
Well, You didn't hear the Kanye speech last night?
I did not, but I hear it was really inspirational.
Oh God! Do we play the whole thing?
Wasn't it like 18 minutes?
13 minutes.
13.
Was it 13 minutes?
Did he really make a 13-minute speech?
Yeah.
Dude.
And they didn't cut him off?
Dude. They were too scared to cut him off. It was so obvious they were too scared to cut him off.
They literally deserve if he opened fire on that audience, they deserve it.
It was some kind of, the Vanguard Award? I think the VMAs are going away, right?
It was the same award
they gave Michael Jackson?
They gave Michael Jackson, yeah.
Oh, no. Good. I hope he has the same sleeping issues.
I would assume that his time was 10 minutes, and he probably just went.
Oh, okay. A 10-minute speech?
Probably, because, I mean, U2 won it before. There have been a bunch of people that win it, and they give you a lot of time, because that's like the main thing.
You will dislike him even more, Jim.
It's an impossibility.
Yeah, nope.
I like him less than the fucking... Than whatever that guy's name was, the ex-media shooter. I like him less than that guy.
Yeah.
Even though that guy's a dangerous guy,
right.
I like Kanye less. I fucked that up. I couldn't even say it. I'm too tired. I'm Tucker. I'm not used to waking up early anymore.
It's a little strange.
Yes, it is. I don't like it.
But then you had Taylor Swift with a photo op.
Oh, she's a lovely girl.
With Kim Kardashian, because if you remember, Kanye interrupted Taylor Swift about 6 years ago. That's like 6 years ago already, I think. And then all of a sudden she's like, has her arm around Kim Kardashian while Kanye's talking it was so stupid.
She presented him with the award.
No, I know that. Yeah, that was set up ahead of time.
Isn't it interesting though? But that actually did make her much more famous. But he actually got drunk and interrupted another artist and did and it's like he's just doesn't matter. They still invite him back.
He tries to explain why he did that. We got it set aside.
Is it a 3-word explanation? I'm a cunt. That should have been it.
I can't believe it. I was thinking about you the whole time he was talking. I'm like, Jimmy must be...
No, I wouldn't watch him. I'm having computer issues. It's just the whole thing, dude.
I think we should play a little bit.
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
All right, we're going to do that. And I think that's it for the VMAs, really, except Miley Cyrus and how outrageous she is.
How did Taylor... Did she win?
Yeah, she won. I don't know what they win.
Who are you up against?
I don't even know where you see videos on YouTube now.
I think
it has nothing to do with MTV.
I have a crush on Taylor Swift.
I know you do.
She's a wonderful girl. Isn't she awesome?
She's very nice.
Wow.
Why, though?
I don't know. She just looks like she'd be fun to make out with.
She has no body
She's
parts.
Tall. She has a pretty little body. She has nice big feet, I bet.
There's no real body parts on her. They're all just kind of like...
Because her face, you concentrate on her face.
But there's no butt happening. There's no boobs happening. There's nothing happening.
She's nice hips. Very hippie young lady. Hold on to those good, big through the hips, roomy.
She purposely doesn't show...
I wonder when she starts taking some clothes off, because they all do.
Look at how pretty she is in that photo. She's beautiful.
At some point, she's going to...
I think she's a few albums away.
Right, like maybe like 2 or 3 years.
But I mean, right now, she's the biggest star.
She doesn't have to right now.
She will not have. She'll never have to. She's a fucking football stadium girl. No.
They don't all last.
Christina Aguilera never did it until then all of a sudden she just came out and started taking her clothes off because she was just a great singer. It was like, let Britney Spears and other people do that shit, and all of a sudden she just came out completely naked.
They were never as big as Taylor Swift, though. They were big, but they were never... Even Britney wasn't as big as Taylor Swift, I don't think.
Taylor Swift doesn't even show her belly button. That's a big thing. She covers up her belly button.
She is a lovely girl.
She's all right.
She's beautiful, dude. She's out of her mind pretty. And she's she has a nice, clean image. Ooh, when I ruin that as her boyfriend.
Yeah, I think
they would hate me dating 47-year-old frump Jim Norton.
The press would hate you.
Oh my God, tranny chasing frump Jim Norton. What do you see in him?
And she ignores all that because she's deeply in love with you.
Because literally no one had ever gone down under the way. Here's what would happen. I would date her. I'm out of shape. She'd be encouraging me. She'd probably want to fire both my trainers and hire me hers. And she'd put me on a different diet that really tones me up. But I would eat her vagina so well that she would tolerate all the bad press.
How long would you eat it for?
As long as she would be like nobody, because she dates pretty boys. She'd be like, nobody ever did to my pussy with that. That's what would happen. If she'd be overheard talking to a friend, nobody ever did to my pussy.
You think?
Is he a good lay? No, he's okay.
What if she doesn't like oral?
Then she'd have no use for me whatsoever.
No, I mean, but what if she says, I don't really like that thing? You're like, look, let me give it a shot.
Let me just do it once so I can brag, because once I fuck her, she's going to dump me anyway. I'm going to give her such a mediocre fuck.
You're better at eating box than fucking...
I'm better at eating box than most things, and I'm fucking better at most things than I am at fucking.
better.
I'm better at navigating a new iPad than I'm at fucking.
Are you better? What are you better at? Stand up or eating box?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you, Florentine. Thank you.
Oh, eating box.
Eating box?
Yes.
Even better than your stand up that you've been honing for years?
Absolutely.
Now, because, I mean,
Amy Schumer and Kevin Hart have not run by me eating box. They have, I didn't eat box longer than them. And they
yeah, but look, if you think of like for like the top 100 comics, Jim would be in that list.
Eating box? Yes.
No, you'd be in that list for comics, top 100. Would you be in the top 100 eating box list?
I'm not even in the top 100 comics working today. But
no, you would be in, absolutely.
Top eating box? Absolutely. Really? Without a doubt. I eat better pussy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, how good of a box eater are you?
I would say I'd give myself a 9 on eating pussy because I genuinely love it so much, and I genuinely listen to the signals given to me by a gal, and I genuinely don't get tired, and I genuinely don't care if you're showered. Yeah. If you're on your period, I'll throw you in the pool. I won't go near your pussy.
You won't.
What's your move? What's your one move? What's your one tip you could give the guys that are shitty at eating box?
Do you use the fingers inside too?
If they request it, or I purposely don't cut my nails, and I go back and forth, so I scrape the inner walls, and I make noise. I go, I make that sound.
Like a conga line?
All right.
I hope at least one person takes your advice.
No, I care. That's what I do. I lock on the vagina with my tongue and my mouth, and I gently suck, or I lightly scrape the clit with my teeth if she likes that, or like a sucking motion with the tongue flicking. All depends on what she likes. You have to listen. Follow her body. You have to she'll let you know what she wants.
This show's going to win a Peabody Award.
I sure hope so.
I hope they don't accuse me of bullying a vagina. And the moronic Mr. Norton bullied the clitoris at orgasm.
Then what's your move to go? You put your tongue in her ass then, like once you're down.
Turn over, pig.
I paid for this shit.
Exactly. Time is money, slob. Face down.
I'm at 58 minutes. I got 2 minutes to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me eat you where the duty falls out.
Your pimp is knocking on the door. Let's get
exactly.
This
Hell yeah! Don't get paint all over my bed. Yeah, I'm right. You know how you get in the asshole because they're all shy about the asshole. You turn them over on their stomach. I want to lick your legs from the back or suck your lips from the back.
Right.
Put them on their stomach and you lick their legs a little bit, or you tease the thighs. Sure. Lick the pussy, and then while you're there, they're just snake up to the taint, then back because they're gonna want to go like stop. They'll go like okay, like because you're not in the asshole. Okay. And then the next thing you know, you're fucking face deep right in the asshole.
I don't know about
loving life.
I don't know about this.
I don't know if I'm okay back there. Yeah, exactly. They want to shower because they're self-conscious. You know, I was at the gym. I'm like, I don't care if you were sitting all day. I don't care if you were on a fucking plane from Bangladesh. I'm right in there.
Really?
Right in there.
Wow.
I'll eat your ass right after a fucking cross-country plane flight.
I just got over the stomach flu like 20 minutes ago.
Hop in the shower. I'm not into flu ass, and I'm not into period stuff.
Or a little sweat.
Well, a lot of sweat is fine.
Sweat's good.
A lot of sweat's fine with me, for real.
So if she just worked out an hour.
Yeah.
An hour.
Without
after
a doubt.
spin class, right in there?
Right in there. Literally in the locker room.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely. Doesn't bother me.
Not even a quick baby wipe? Let me just clean it out a little bit.
No, I prefer it without it. I like a natural scent. I swear. I'm not even trying to be shocking.
Wow.
I genuinely like that.
You're a shock jock.
No, I really mean that. It's sexy, man.
I know you do.
That's animal shit.
I've known you long enough to know you mean it.
Yeah, man. It drives me crazy.
We have to take a break.
Sure.
Yes, the beef between Nicki Minaj and Miley Cyrus.
Oh, my God.
No, we'll get to the beef.
No, that's worth playing, though.
I hope that ends in a Tupac Biggie style. How great would that be?
Did you see this clip?
None of it.
There's only two things we're going to do with the VMAs. I promise you, people, because I believe we have an older audience. We're going to do the Kanye West speech.
Yes.
Because that's just so douchey.
Yeah.
And then the Nicki Minaj, Miley Cyrus thing was wonderful. And then you see Miley Cyrus back down very, very quickly. I thought she was unpredictable and crazy. But man, when there was some real shit going down, she wanted out of it immediately. That was almost an amazing moment on live TV. We'll explain after the break, of course. Florentine, where are you going to be?
I'm out in L.A., Comedy Store in Hollywood, September 9th, September 10th, Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in Ventura, California, and September 11th, the Comedy Store in San Diego, La Jolla.
Nice.
And then Stress Factory, September 24th and 26th. Yeah.
Great.
Come out.
I have to plug, too, because I have big gigs coming up.
You doing Wanta?
I'm doing 3 oddballs this week. I'm doing Wanto, I'm doing Jones Beach, I'm doing Homedale PNC, and then Toronto, the Molson Canadian Amphitheater this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the week after, 2 weeks after, I'm at Caroline's, the 17th through 19th. And then Minneapolis and Warren, Michigan, and a bunch of other dates coming up. And Scottsdale, by the way, Talking Stick Resort. I got a lot of requests from Scottsdale in January, so I'm hoping people come.
Arizona's nice.
Yeah, Texas was good. Houston, by the way, Dallas was good. Houston was better. Because Dallas I'm in every year, but Houston I haven't been in a while, so they were both really good gigs. But I will put up my Seattle or my Houston and Dallas photos. I apologize. Awesome.
You did well in Houston.
Amazingly well.
You used to not really like that place as much.
I didn't think people would come see me, but they did.
They came out.
Great.
Nice.
And Dallas was very good, but just not as good as Houston.
All right, very good.
So I'll never be in Dallas again.
That's it for Dallas after all these years?
Next year.
Oh. Yeah. A quick break, a little VMA action next, and some other shit. Oh, fuck. Of course, we got to promote Bruce Dickinson's coming in today.
Yes.
Yeah. And my friend had 2 hole-in-ones yesterday on the PGA Tour. He's a friend of the show, a fan of this program, Brian Harman. He might stop by to say hi. 2 hole-in-ones in one fucking tournament, one round, actually.
Wow.
That's it has been done before, but
They say that only happens like every year once, right?
Every year.
Oh.
Actually, I think the last time, though, was only, 3 years ago. But this is an incredible feat to have 2 hole-in-ones in one round of golf.
I did 3.
Even if you're on the PGA.
I don't think you did.
What are the odds? Like 1 in 67 million or something like that?
I did a bunch.
I don't know, but he might stop by and say hi. He wants to go to the Comedy Cellar, too.
Let him go, that sock cucker.
What? We got to set him up.
So mean.
Let's set up Brian Harman. All right, we'll break. Got Jim Florentine in studio. Bruce Dickinson is coming in a little later on, around 9:30.
Yeah.
That's big.
I've never interviewed him. I really like him.
I interviewed him, God, when I was at WBAB, Long Island's home of rock and roll.
What year was that? Do you remember?
Has to be. Oh God, you had to ask.
Because he was out of a band for a while, so I know he was doing a lot of press because he had a solo thing going.
That's when I got him.
Yeah,
that's absolutely when I got him.
Yeah,
so
I
every year
him.
is that? Maybe it's got to be 20 years ago. No, it's got to be more probably. Holy fuck, really? Anyway.
Yeah, it's in the 90s he was out.
93 to 99.
Yeah,
yep.
93 to 99 he was out.
You knew
Who
that
was
shit?
singing?
Blaze Bailey, they put out 2 records.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Were they good?
They were all right. It was different. The fans didn't really buy it.
No, they didn't
definitely
buy into
affected
it.
the band. Then he came back in 2000.
Jim Florentine just showed me a video.
Oh, no.
Did you see this video yet?
I didn't. Was it him coming on himself?
Well,
that one I've seen.
Really?
He filmed it.
Yeah.
He just showed me a video.
Kenny said there could be some problems.
I understand.
Okay.
If you were able to, I'll just say this.
All right, I'll show Jim why you're talking about it.
Hold on. If you were able to put this online somewhere, this thing would do millions of views. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Really?
Yes. He's showing Jim Norton right now.
Oh, my God. That's awful. What is that? What kind of fish?
What kind of fish?
I don't know.
Where'd you get that?
My friend.
Is that really a friend of yours?
Yeah, it's an old friend of mine.
He lives down south?
I haven't seen him in years.
How do you know this old friend?
I knew him when I grew up down in Florida. I knew him. He was crazy.
Does that fish have teeth in its mouth?
I don't know.
There's a video that we were just shown of a guy who is...
I think it's him. I mean, it's...
Honestly, it might not be because you can't see a face.
I just said a guy. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, right.
I know this much. He's got a huge dick.
Oh, yeah, he's packing 13.
He's got
he was known for that. Yeah,
That's a big penis?
He's actually the one that came up with the word mule and drink a set and all this guy. This guy, Larry. What was Larry?
Oh, that guy,
Not his name, Larry, but... yeah, he would just bring his dick out at parties and just dent beer cans in front of everybody. Just slap it.
Slap beer cans with it?
Yeah, because he was like 11 soft.
That's not gay, right? If you could slap...
He's not 11 soft, is he really?
Yeah, he's about 10 or 11 soft. Yeah, and he would just take it out at parties and get a beer can and just smack it until he dented it in front of everybody.
We used to play a game, Gay or Funny. That's funny.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely funny.
I get the whole crowd around the table.
Yeah,
just so they could see it.
So if you got a big fucking mule and you could then beer cans, you got to pull it out at parties, and that's just funny.
Yeah.
There's nothing gay about that.
That's when your dick is that big, it just becomes a prop. Like it's not even just for fucking anymore. It's just to entertain people in a non-sexual way because it's just such a wrecking machine.
A wrecking machine.
And that's what he would do, yeah.
Well, does he have a girlfriend?
He would tell girls, he goes, look, this is the deal. If we have sex, I'm not wearing a bag and you go into the hospital. That was his line. That was his line. And you go into the hospital.
That's his opener?
Yeah, because he said that like 2 or 3 girls had to go to the hospital because he was so big.
No kidding. All right, well.
Are there girls that actually like that?
He said that he would have to keep the lights really dark, like dim, when they first saw it because they would get mad. Or they would just go upset and go, yeah, that's not going inside of me.
Oh, wow. Let me see the video again. To me, I didn't strike me as anything but a very average dick.
Well, because the fish is quite large. I think that's what's throwing you off. So there's a big penis and there's a fish.
Fucking the fish's mouth.
Yeah, but the fish is trying to swallow the penis, is what's going on. Because the fish keeps going forward, like the fish is trying to swallow the damn thing.
Yeah, it looks like an average dick.
The fish is...
Maybe I'm missing the point, but that's horrible. The fish is like gagging on the penis.
Because the fish is trying to swallow it.
Is that what the fish is doing?
Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
How do you do that as a person?
So where do they get the fish from? Did they catch it in a net? Do you know the backstory?
I don't know the backstory.
I don't even know what kind of fish that is, and I kind of know.
Probably an embarrassed one today.
Yeah, he didn't finish him off.
I know my fish. I don't know what kind of fish.
A piranha.
That is. Obviously, it doesn't have teeth, because why would you put your penis in a fish's mouth that has teeth?
Absolutely.
And it's a big fish, and it keeps going forward because it's trying to swallow it.
Tell him he won't go down with what are they? Oh, 2 barrels on him.
2 testicles.
It's some kind of lake that they're in, so, probably they just caught the fish and...
That couldn't be good for your cock. What a fish sucker.
The person in this video is laughing the entire time. He thinks it's hilarious.
Oh, my God.
And is he actually hurting the fish in the end? I'm sure it was a catch and release.
Probably. So he threw it back. It didn't give a good hummer.
So in the end, if you're the fish, you're like, I got to deal with this shit, but I know they're going to release me.
Right? Yeah.
That's better than
maybe they told him that. Go look, suck his dick, and then we'll throw you back.
Better than flopping on the ground until your life leaves you.
Imagine if they threw him in the bucket after. He's like, oh, nurse.
Right? Really? You're right.
I thought if I sucked it good, I'd get out of here. I should have bit that fucking thing. That's the reason the fish didn't bite it. He was hoping for a free ride home.
Wait, this might not be. Oh boy, this isn't your guy, right? This is a video called 2 Guys, 1 Fish. Yeah, your video's way better. Way better. See, that guy is
what? Their faces are in it, and the one guy is holding the fish on his dick.
A nice fish.
Making it suck. That's terrible for every reason.
Yeah.
The fact this guy's letting an animal suck his dick is terrible.
I think it's horrendous.
The fact the other guy is helping him get blown.
Wait, is this your part of your video?
Or did your friend send this and pass it off as his own?
This might be your video. Now we could link that.
I don't know. That
you want me to link it?
The last part of it looks exactly with what you just showed us.
It did.
Eric's going to link it.
Is your friend, maybe your friend sent it and said it was him.
No, but he's the type of guy that... Let me look at it. He's the type...
You better go to my Twitter, Opie Radio. You better go there right now, and we'll link it for you. I think it's the same, right?
I don't know. Is there laughing in that one too there?
Hear the volume.
All right. I think your friend's off the hook.
You know what's awful too, by the way? Is that guy basically is holding a fish. He's jerking his friend off with a fish.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the fucking poor animal.
That's
imagine as a fish, you're just swimming around minding your business. The next thing you're like, what's happening? This is just wrong. Like I was prepared for the hook thing. I've heard about that.
Right.
This is just uncalled for.
The fish seems like he's into it though.
Yeah, the fish is really being a greedy cocksucker, just gobbling. You think the fish would resist a little bit? Show some dignity, you fucking delicious idiot.
That's rough. God, that's just awful.
Yeah.
It has to be said. That's
but his
just
friend is
awful.
holding the fish and pushing it back. It's like basically the friend is just jerking him off with an animal.
So is this the same video?
I don't know because it looks like it's a different angle.
Is it, wait, what color shorts?
No, because then it goes to your angle right here.
What color shorts? Let me see.
This is your angle starting here. Watch.
Yeah, same thing. Same video.
That's your angle. Yeah, there's your angle. Oh, God.
Yeah, go to luckyfish.com. I thought that didn't look like a 13-inch mule.
Maybe didn't get it fully hard for a fish, for a human possibly.
Now Jimmy's comment makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
This guy was nuts. Like, this guy was would like fuck all these married women. They were like lonely housewives, like rich housewives. And he started having an affair with this one, and she told all of her rich friends that were lonely housewives or husbands weren't around that he started fucking like 4 or 5 of them. They would pay his bills, give him money, buy his furniture and shit like that. It was insane.
They just passed him around.
With his big mule. With his big mule. There was a time, he said that one time one of the wives brought their 17-year-old daughter over to his house and dropped her off in the driveway, and she was crying and she pulled away because the mom wanted him to fuck the daughter, a 17-year-old.
And the daughter was crying?
The daughter was crying. She's like, what are you doing? Why you dropped me here? And he wound up fucking her. And he wound up fucking her for like 3 months, a 17-year-old. So she dug it once she was inside, but left her on the driveway crying.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Crying.
People are fucked up.
And then I think it was like he was fucking some mob guy's wife. And the guy found out, and he was fucking, I didn't see him for 10 years. We thought he was dead. He had to leave Florida, and we didn't know where he went.
Really?
And he surfaced like 10 years later somewhere else.
But he had to leave town?
He had to leave. He's like, dude, I had to go fucking in hiding for years.
For years over that. He didn't know that it was some...
He might have. I'm not sure if he did or not.
There's no way you would know.
No, because he was...
And still do that.
There was some guys like construction kind of thing, so...
Right.
Down in Florida, so I'm sure they held all ties and shit like that, but someone found out.
My friend worked on a construction site, and he saw one of the mob guys blowing the security guard.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
How did that work out?
It didn't. I mean, he didn't pretend that he didn't see it, but the mob guy kept hitting on it. It was creepy.
And then how did it play out in the end?
I think the mob guy passed away. I think he's dead.
There's too much going on today. I want to do the new words for Florentine. There's 1,000 new words added to the dictionary.
Oh, good.
Yes.
This was meant for you, but then there's the Kanye West thing.
Let's go right to N.
I want to see how Florentine handles this. The new additions to the English language. You ready for this?
They might be good.
There's some good
you
ones.
never know.
Just because they're new doesn't mean they're bad.
He's right.
You could officially now use the word awesome sauce. Are you a fan of awesome sauce?
Nope.
What is it? I never heard of it.
It means extremely good, excellent. Awesome sauce.
This is corny.
It's an excited way of saying awesome.
My nickname for my cum.
Yeah, if you use it that way,
Yeah,
if it was in there, then I have no problem
Yeah,
making
how'd
that.
you like a mouthful of awesome sauce?
I'm going to hand this to you. This is a good podcast for you, for real.
Yeah, because I got another one coming up on those words. So give me that. Yeah.
Now it's official. It's in the dictionary. Beer o'clock is now in there.
What is that? Like a 5? It's a,
No, it goes on the police report. What time was the woman struck? Beer o'clock.
An appropriate time of day for starting to drink beer. Beer o'clock.
It's cool.
Use it in a sentence.
You like it, Jim?
I do, yeah. It's cool. It's a great time to start drinking brews. Have some brewskis.
Brewskis.
Beer o'clock.
Some wobbly plops.
Real life chip.
Bruh is finally in the dictionary officially. Bruh. B-R-U-H now.
Ugh.
A male friend, of course.
Cool,
yes.
I like that. That's how I refer to my friends. Yo, bruh.
It's not even bro anymore. It's got to be bro.
Yeah, bruh.
Bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
Bruh. This one you must love. Manspreading is now officially in the dictionary.
Well, I know the mansplaining is a different one.
What's mansplaining?
Mansplaining is like, a guy's philosophy. I had to mansplain it to her.
Manspreading, that's actually
I had to mansplain it how we like to, play fantasy football, and we all get together, like, from a guy's perspective that a girl doesn't understand.
I know what manspreading is. That's the morning show on OutQ.
What is man spreading?
Practice whereby a man, especially one traveling on public transport, adopts a sitting position with his legs wide apart in such a way as to encroach on an adjacent seat or seats. He's man spreading. I guess he's trying to air out his penis. I would assume you got to be a bigger guy to man spread, right? Yeah.
Does that really have to make the new dictionary? The dictionary?
Yeah, it's not even. I've never heard of it.
Well, cakeage is in there now.
I like
Did
that.
they take these words out like after? Because people use them for a little while, then they don't use them anymore. Are they permanently
No, they're always
in there?
legit.
When they realize they're douchey to begin with?
Yeah.
Is cakeage about money?
Cakeage, a charge made by a restaurant for serving a cake they have not supplied themselves.
Cakeage.
Cakeage.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't know that one.
No.
But here's what an asshole I am. That I actually legitimately guessed that it might mean money. Like, give me some cakeage.
Cakeage.
No, it seems like
That
it would
was
be
a
something
feasible
like that.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, pocket dial's in there.
Pocket dial I get. That's not...
Yeah.
No, we didn't have that one.
That's a real thing. But actually, it shouldn't be one word. It's two words combined. It's like ass eating. That's never going to be one word. Foot worship, fart sniffing, pocket dialing. It's two different things.
When you put it that way, it makes perfect sense.
That should not be one word. A pocket dial. I pocket dialed.
Well, they have it separated.
Yeah, so that's that's not a real word.
Brain farts in here now. Weak sauce is in here now. And wine
Weak sauce. What's weak sauce?
Wait, what's weak sauce?
Another nickname for my cum.
What do you mean, what's weak sauce? You weren't listening when I told you.
I know what awesome
sauce is, so it's the opposite of awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce and weak sauce, that's what I call my cum and what other people call my cum.
So like after like the second or third load, you got weak sauce?
No, the first load. I just call it awesome sauce.
I think we should call this show Awesome Sauce and Weak Sauce.
Yeah,
in the morning.
Awesome sauce and weak sauce in the morning.
In the morning. And then finally, wine o'clock.
Oh, so that's
for the wine drinkers. Yeah. All right. Here, take this list.
Yeah, please give me that.
I think you could do some damage with that.
I got two podcasts out of these words.
A little silly.
Let's do the Kanye West or the Miley Cyrus thing. The Miley Cyrus thing is very quick.
Her great little nipples to suck.
So Miley Cyrus was bad-mouthing
Nicki
Minaj online. She
in the press
alluded to something. It wasn't directly at her.
She said she's not a very nice. She doesn't seem like a very nice person.
She doesn't. I've heard she's a cunt. I have.
Well, so Nicki Minaj wins an award, and then and people thought this was set up. This was not fucking set up whatsoever. Just play it. Mediate.
And now, back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
Hey, we're all in this industry. We all do interviews, and we all know how they manipulate. Nikki, congratulations. And just because the VMAs have already started doesn't mean that the voting is done. You can still...
Wow. Why didn't she
go with that?
And why is it's funny.
And she had to defend herself looking like an asshole. She's dressed like an idiot, and she has to defend herself.
And this bitch.
Yeah. This bitch. Nicki Minaj does not play. What's good? What does that mean in the hood? Is that
I think that she was just saying, why don't you say what you were saying? But she doesn't seem like a very nice person, Nicki Minaj. I hear she's remarkably unpleasant. I only know like one or two that have met her, and I've never heard a nice thing about her.
I would assume you never want someone from the urban community to look at you and say, what's good? That doesn't sound like it's going to be good whatsoever in the end. Did
MTV beep out that bitch or no?
No.
Oh.
I don't know what
But they beeped out Miley cursing because there was a couple words that they beeped out what she was saying back.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, manipulate shit.
Okay.
But did they? I don't think they beeped it out during the broadcast.
No, I'm pretty sure they did. They were.
You sure?
Yeah, they were pretty good at.
All right, I felt like okay, fair enough. Seemed like they were letting a lot of things go in that broadcast last night. Yeah,
she did back off,
and then she backed off quick.
But I do like the way though.
And then she quickly blames the media.
But she went right into her speech and just kind of left stupid Nicki Minaj standing there holding an award.
Yeah,
like all of a sudden she's like, that was the end of your speech. Mm-hmm. There you go. Your speech is done.
I was hoping for a World Star Hip Hop video.
She went right into fucking her. They manipulate shit.
Yeah.
The voting is still going. And Nicki Minaj is like, that's it for me. I'm done.
And they were on two separate stages, so they weren't near each other. She handled it well, Miley. I know she's probably like, look, I'm the host. I got to fucking move this thing along.
She looked scared.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, fuck. Thank God she can't move in that dress. Nicki Minaj had one of those dresses where she can't fucking walk, where it's all tight around the ankles.
Yeah.
So that probably saved her a good beating.
Yeah. And like all those loyal fans, they cheer. She's like bashing Miley Cyrus, and they all cheer it. Like,
Yeah.
what shitty people.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be fans.
And Miley Cyrus just wanted to show her tits, and she finally did it, so...
Good for her. I'd suckle them.
She was on Jimmy Kimmel with pasties, and the promos for the VMAs showed her, pretty much almost topless, and then finally she let the nipples slip yesterday. It was so calculated, obviously. They're trying to get some attention for these dumb VMAs, which are supposedly not doing as well as in past years. She obviously did that on purpose.
They could do anything on cable now, so MTV doesn't have to censor anything. It's not outrageous.
Right.
People aren't watching anymore to see how outrageous it's going to be.
Yeah.
When you can do whatever you want on cable now.
Years ago, like Axel or like slash cursing, you'd be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, did he say a bad word?
But it's amazing how like they can do all this shit, but Dice got banned for dirty nursery rhymes. Kanye interrupts an award. This one's pretty much threatening the other one.
Right.
It's a different world now, but still.
This guy actually wants to talk about Miley Cyrus. There's no way.
Let's talk about it.
All right. What do you got on Miley Cyrus? Guy from Delaware?
Just saying. That was the only thing that was entertaining. The Kanye West shit, that's Kanye. You can talk gibberish all you want. But the fact that Nicki Minaj did exactly what Jimmy's talking about, she thanked her fans, she thanked her pastor, and then she just started going off on Miley. That was about the most entertaining thing all night. The VMAs are shit.
Right.
So I appreciate y'all coming back. Miss y'all. See you later.
All right, y'all. Let's go to Kanye West now. Man, he said bro a lot during this speech. Did you see this, Jim Florentine? Do we have this set up? Because where do you want to take it from? Because he sat there. Because he sat there for like 2 minutes, allowing people to applaud him.
All right.
He dramatically allowed. He was taking it all in before he finally was figuring out when is it time to talk, and then he did.
Why?
He's such a douche.
He's so hateable.
He's calculated. He's over dramatic.
His music is good, but it's not amazing. It's okay. Like he's a talented guy, but he's not that talented.
Right. Well,
maybe I just missed the boat on him. I don't know.
Who knows? But people seem to really, really like him. Really, really like him and his music.
Yeah. Stupid South Park character, floating head. Enough of him. Enough of him and his dumb childlike eyes. His fucking babyish childlike eyes looking around. Aspergery twat.
He had a lot to say last night, Jimmy.
Oh, good. Glad he did. He probably gets fucking sour breath from talking so much.
He gave us a talking to last night, man.
Oh, good.
He gave
18 minutes it was?
Good. At 13 minutes. Educate us, Kanye.
He did. He did educate us. He gave us all a talking to. And then he had a dramatic announcement at the end of his speech. He's running for president in 2020.
Oh, cool.
And I don't think he got the reaction he was hoping for. People were looking at him like,
well, if he's still alive, he didn't get the reaction he should have.
I think they were looking like, oh, God, he said that? Oh, God, this is uncomfortable now. Push play on this.
Century, doing something mean to it, do it better than anybody you ever seen. Do it, screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his thing.
Hugs Taylor Swift, who gave the award. Remember they had their problem?
Yeah, she's so lovely.
This goes on for another minute.
A total lack of humility in this jizz bucket.
I know, at some point you go, okay, thanks.
Thank you.
No, look.
Yeah, you take your applause.
Oh, he's taking his applause.
I wish he would have dropped it on his fucking foot and broke his ankle.
No, just hurt his big toe would have been nice.
Yeah, or severed it.
Get it all
God,
sore.
Taylor's so cute.
Look at these nips.
Standing next to his fucking short wife, who I love.
His short, plump wife.
Yeah. Now people are just bored.
So punchable.
That fraud.
You think he's a fraud, Macklemore?
Cornball. Stop clapping already, you fucking groveling idiots. God, it's just like when I walk out.
More Macklemore.
Yeah, and so many of the artists are just bored with this douche.
See,
no one is just standing there encouraging us.
No one else is clapping, though. Only the people around the stage that were hired to be there.
Yeah.
The rest of the place, look, if you look in the background, no one's clapping
They're
anymore.
uncomfortable and embarrassed.
Right. All right.
I've never seen anybody wait till the applause dies down that much.
No, he's waiting. But all these people were paid to be there around the stage.
I've never seen anybody embarrassingly milk applause
more
ever.
His wife's not even applauding.
3 people are yelling.
Look, all these people aren't applauding. No one else is applauding.
Bro.
Count the bros.
Bro.
That's 2.
Listen to the kids.
Damn it. That's poignant. Mm-hmm. You gotta listen to the kids.
Oh.
They're our future.
Yes.
Jeremy, I got to put it down for a second. It's beautiful. Jeremy Scott design.
Oh, God. Fuck.
First of all, thank you, Taylor, for being so gracious and giving me this award this evening. Thank you.
Oh, take your arm off his wife. I want to see them in a lesbian scene so bad. Oh, God. Pause that. Oh, do I want to see one of them spanking the other one. Oh, I want to see that.
To the first day I met you. Also.
Now he's going to explain the Taylor Swift situation here finally.
Oh, look at those big tits. God, she has big tits.
About
I want to see Taylor sucking one and holding the other one and then spanking her.
And I have a really
I wish I could pause this.
conversation.
You want to pause this?
No, I said pause it. Which is still going.
There's 8 more minutes.
No, I know, but I wanted to just riff.
Oh, go ahead.
That's right. I'm done.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Mm-hmm. And at the end, they say, "Oh, you're not that bad after all." And like,
why are you surprised by that?
I think about it sometimes. Like, it crosses my mind a little bit. Like when I go to a baseball game. And
I wish you were booing A-Rod at a fucking Braves game at Turner
Field. One of the greatest deaths ever. We got to discuss that in a moment or two. What a way to go. You died booing A-Rod? Oh,
Yeah,
my
no.
God. That's going to be an embarrassing funeral.
Yeah.
Humiliating.
How did he die?
Well, the guy just.
I don't know if I love the guy or hate him.
He just took a little HGH and just wanted to be a better player. I mean, you really.
It was the Yankees don't come to
You
Atlanta.
know what I mean? Like, it's like, are you that passionate over it that he's such a douche?
Well, the Yankees don't come to Atlanta often, so it was a big deal.
I actually like A-Rod now.
And
I love him.
It was Turner Field, which they're closing down, I think, after this season. And A-Rod wasn't playing. He finally got in the game late.
Yeah, he was
right?
pinch hitting in like the seventh or eighth
inning. This guy's in the upper decks, and he saw his moment.
Season ticket holder, too.
Season ticket holder. He ran down to the railing because he wanted to boo A-Rod, and something went wrong, and he went over the side.
60 years old, and that's what you're doing. Fucking 60.
Wasn't he standing on his seat?
I heard he went down.
I read he was in the second row, and he was standing on his seat.
Maybe. That makes sense.
Okay. Then, I'm sorry. I thought he went down. I saw it differently. Okay. Then he kind of fell over the side and
how humiliating!
Died doing what he loves.
Boo! Boo! That's what you're doing at 60 years old. Boo!
It's a horrible story. And then the guy fell 50 feet.
Yeah, you should really stop booing at 60.
You're 60 fucking years old, standing up booing A-Rod like.
You stand up at 60, you're booing A-Rod, you fall to your death, and they don't even stop the game. They didn't even give him that.
He's standing on his seat. Like, how old do you have to be where you stop standing on your seat?
It's just ridiculous. I think you can make it to 60, hopefully, standing on your seat.
No, but I mean, like...
I'll tell you how old you should be, 59.
It's a tragic story out of Atlanta. My God.
I don't fucking care. I'm tired of this shit. Stay booing A-Rod at that age. Why don't you stop it? If it was a 7-year-old kid, I'll go, oh my God, or a 10-year-old kid.
Oh, of course.
That's horrible.
Of course.
But you're, you know, like, you don't want to see the guy die, but
of course.
You're standing up booing another guy for hitting a ball. Boo! Ugh. Fucking get a hold of yourself and sit down.
Now somewhere they're making a poster board of your life because you booed A-Rod and fell to your death.
Just sit down.
And it was like right in the, I guess, the Braves and the Yankees family section where he landed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where all the, the families watch. It almost landed on a couple kids.
Can you imagine, A-Rod, like, if somebody was booing me at a comedy show and they fell to their death, I'd be like, that's terrible. And deep down, I'd be like, that's what you get for booing me. How good that must be for A-Rod.
Would you stop the show?
No. I probably wouldn't even know what happened, honestly. So much shit happens in my shows, I have no idea.
Has A-Rod said anything?
Yeah, he felt bad for the guy's family.
Yeah.
Of course. He can't come out and go, good, fuck him. One down, 600 million ago.
Well, let's get back to this douche.
60,000 people boo me.
Yeah, at a baseball game.
Yeah. You're not a light guy.
Crosses my mind a little bit.
Does it, Kanye?
There's never been 60,000 people at a baseball game.
Yep. You have no concept why people
This
might
arena
boo you?
Tomorrow, it's going to be a completely different setup. Some concert, something like that. The stage will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
After that night, the stage was gone.
Yep.
But the effect that it had on people remained.
Yep. When you interrupted Taylor Swift, that's what he's talking about.
Why are they zooming in on his wife's giant tits? Oh, I asked my own question.
Oh, God. He stopped because he forgot what he was talking about, by the way.
Oh,
he didn't. He's just being dramatic.
He probably is being dramatic.
No, he turned into like I'm being
Why?
dramatic.
Stop clapping,
he actually
Taylor.
forgot what he was saying.
I love her hairdo. She's so cute.
The problem was...
What's the problem?
The contradiction.
Okay.
The contradiction is I do fight for artists.
Oh.
But in that fight, I somehow...
Look like an asshole.
Was disrespectful to artists.
Oh.
I didn't know how to say the right thing, the perfect thing. I sat.
They're laughing. You hear the laughs?
At the Grammys and saw Justin Timberlake and CeeLo lose.
Oh, it happens.
Gnarls Barkley and the Future Love Sexy Back album.
Can you pause real quick? I like the fact that he's at least acknowledging that he's been a twat.
Yeah.
But then stop justifying it by explaining it. No one cares. Because bad decisions were made. Why? Stop acting like you're defending artists when you were shitting on Beck last year and you didn't know what you were talking about. Shut up.
You didn't know anything about Beck before you shit on him.
He's a lot more of a musical artist than this dope is.
Of course. Yeah, that point was made many times after that whole thing with Beck.
Oh, the whole thing is silly. I want to suck his wife's tits until my fucking cheeks collapse.
You do see that they look a little lazy, though, right?
They're wonderful. Big head.
Lazy.
Her and Taylor. Taylor's so tall. Like maybe Kim is spanking her in a matronly way.
Yeah.
You know, my husband got in trouble for you. And then she's like, then she feels Taylor's wet. And then she takes it and she's like, oh, and then Taylor sucks her tits.
Wow, really?
And Kanye falls off he's booing A-Rod and he falls to his death and then I jump in and I'm fucking both of them. That's my fantasy.
That's an awful outfit on Kanye.
What?
It's terrible.
He pulled his pants.
It's almost like he's walking on the beach and he's just wants to get his feet wet.
Yeah, he's dressed like fucking. You know what his pants look like? And this is a weird reference, but he's got pants like Shane Smith when he went to interview General Butt Naked in that Vice documentary because he didn't want to get fucking parasites all over, so he lifted up his pants and walked barefoot.
No kidding,
to interview
really?
General Butt Naked, Joshua Belai.
I'm gonna have to go search that out later.
He pulled up his pants to walk through the water. Fucking, who am I talking about? Why don't I just shut up?
Let's go back to this.
And bro, Justin, I ain't trying to put you on blast, but I saw that man in tears, bro.
Oh, gosh.
You writing the bros down?
It's 4.
That's 4?
So what?
You know, and I was thinking like, he deserved to win Album of the Year.
And other people did too.
How about this?
That's what happens.
How about you teach him graceful losing and say he's fucking won his whole career,
Right.
and he's like the one guy out of that band that's a real superstar. So fucking man up and take it. He also was Justin crying when he won fucking the best video over Johnny Cash, and he shouldn't have when Johnny Cash should have won it for Hurt. I think Justin did acknowledge that.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. On
You win
MTV's
some, you
part.
lose some. You should have lost that one, and you won it.
That was one of the most amazing videos ever made.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
and you're supposed to say deserves.
And we're
not
supposed
deserve.
to feel bad for Justin Timberlake now?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
he's okay. I think he's okay with losing.
Didn't he fuck Jessica Biel and every other hot girl on the planet? Good that he lost. How many good guys have lost out to him?
He probably got some, some sad fucks in.
I've lost out to a lot of girls to him.
How many you think?
All of them. I was right behind him.
Just hoping an actual number.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
Okay. It would be a lot.
Yeah. Oh, she's pretty. Hi, cutie.
And the small box that we are.
Oh, shit.
As the entertainers of the evening.
Yes.
It's fucking crushing it.
How could you explain that?
God, preach on, Kanye.
Sometimes I feel like, all this they run about beef and all that. Sometimes I feel like I died for the artist's opinion.
Damn.
For artists to be able to have an opinion after they were successful.
Damn.
Ugh.
Wow.
He's martyring himself to a mild applause.
To a smattering.
Let's
use the word smattering. Right.
To people that are paid to be in the front.
Are they really paid to be there?
Well, they pick special people out to
Not
put in the
paid,
front.
but they get super fans to be in that spot.
Good-looking people in the front, and then clap and go crazy.
I've never been in the front.
A lot of energy.
I'm more interested in the armpit stains.
Yes.
When he puts his arm up than what he's saying.
Oh, he's perspiring.
I'm fascinated by the sweat under
He's
his
working.
arms.
He's working hard.
Shit.
All right, bro, let's get back to this.
Touching his head round.
I'm not no politician, bro.
Oh, bro. Where's my pen?
Stinks.
And look at that. You know how many times MTV ran that footage again?
How many?
Because it got them more ratings. You know how many times they announced Taylor was going to give me the award? Because it got them more ratings.
Yep.
Why are you shitting on MTV, the one fucking organization that has continually had you back despite being a cunt?
Yeah. I mean, if he wanted to make a statement, he doesn't show up for his own Vanguard
Wait, was
award.
that the Grammys? He did that one award?
I think.
Oh, okay, so I'm saying MTV. But why are you shitting on MTV? They're having you.
No, that was MTV
It was
when he went
MTV,
on stage. The Grammys is when he said about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
so it
you're
was
right.
MTV.
Why are you shitting on them when they've treated you like a god and you're a fucking...
He's a phony.
You're an average fucking performer.
He has problems with MTV and how they give out their awards and
Then don't show up.
and showing this footage. Yeah, that would have been the move. Then people would have been like, "Oh, that's badass. He didn't show up."
Yeah, how about this, you fucking fake? How about you pull a Brando or a George C. Scott and legitimately don't accept the award?
I think he dramatically left it on stage.
Oh, he's full of shit.
People noticed that he left the award on stage after this big, long, fucking babbling speech.
You know how legit Brando was?
His
It's
bro
40
speech.
years later, and we still talk about how he didn't accept that award.
Right.
That's commitment.
Right.
That's a guy who truly rejected the system because he said basically my job is crap and I don't want to do it and I'm not going to. That's a guy who rejected the system. You're just a fucking fake who loves the system and shows up for it constantly and tries to act like a martyr in it, even though they treat you great and they treat you like an icon despite what a fucking spoiled baby boy twat you act like. They don't ostracize you like they would any other performer. They look at your fucking dumb Arnold from Different Strokes expressions and they continually invite you back like a fucking 13-year-old whose cotton candy fell on the ground. So shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop trying to martyr yourself. They treat you great.
Well, he's got a few more bros to get out.
I hope so, 'cause I'm moved by this. They're clapping because they're trying to encourage him to finish.
Listen to the kids, bro.
Oh, shit.
Yay, no.
Fucking no.
Don't you dare, because they lie. They tell lies. They point to places on the doll where nothing happened. Liar.
Uh-oh.
I still don't understand award shows.
Yeah. Then why are you showing up?
You idiots.
I don't understand how they get 5 people who work their entire life.
What a phony.
One, sold records, sold concert tickets, to come, stand on a carpet, and for the first time in their life, be judged on a chopping block and have the opportunity to be considered a loser.
Well, yeah, that's part of the fucking game.
And it's part of, by the way...
What are you talking about?
That's why he ran on the stage saying that Taylor Swift wasn't worthy, that whoever it was that he thought should have won. So you calling Taylor a loser, you ran on stage saying you don't deserve this.
So fucking give everyone a participation trophy and move on.
Or just how about people lose gracefully and go, hey, you know what? I was a finalist in this great thing. What a twat this guy is.
He doesn't want to acknowledge that if you're invited to the awards and you're on the red carpet, you're getting massive exposure for your brand.
Exactly.
And your music and everything else these people get to do with their careers. What is he talking about?
By the way, did he ever give his award to one of the losers?
No.
Oh, no, he did actually once.
Oh.
You know what? I actually just corrected myself. I'll say I think he did once, yeah.
All right, bro.
Somebody he felt should have won it.
I apologize, bro.
I think it was,
bro.
I don't know who it was, but I think he did do that. But then just don't go. Yeah. That's like showing up at a fucking gang rape and going, what are you guys doing? You're all terrible.
Right.
Terrible example, Jim.
Oh, it's an all right. I like the example, bro.
But why are you showing up, bro?
I don't know, bro. Let's get back to this, bro. The head, bro.
Why are you showing up, man? Jesus, brother, man.
I don't understand it, bro.
Oh, fuck. How many are we up to? 7?
I don't understand when the biggest album or the biggest video, I still don't. I've been conflicted, bro.
No, you haven't.
I just wanted people to like me more.
Look at all these people don't give a fuck.
Nobody, yep.
Eric, can you hit pause?
What?
Just for 1 second.
What?
Kanye did give up his AMA award back in 2008 to Lil Wayne.
Oh.
That's all I got. All right, go back.
You know, again,
all right.
The man's a douche, but he did give up his award.
He felt he didn't deserve it.
Okay.
Oh, is that a new bro or an old bro?
That's a new one. 9 bros.
9 bros. Listen to the kids, bro.
2015!
Yep. See, those are all the fake people. No one else is clapping or enjoying
I will
this.
die for the art, for what I believe in. And the art ain't always going to be polite.
It doesn't have to be boring, though. Art might not always be polite, but it doesn't have to be predictable and forced and boring.
Right.
That's what he is to me. He's not a threat. He's not a guy telling a tough, like, whoa, this guy's really bringing it. What? He's fucking boring and like a spoiled little child. Like a little baby.
Wait till you hear what he has to say about brands.
No.
Brands? Pardon?
Brands.
Oh, different brand?
Vinny?
Vinny Brand.
Pardon?
Yes, he talks about Vinny Brand.
Pardon?
Let's get back to this, bro.
Y'all might be thinking right now, I wonder, did he smoke something before he came out here?
No one thinks that.
The answer is yes. I rolled up a little something. I knocked the edge.
Fuck yeah!
God damn, you're edgy.
Fuck yeah, this guy tells it like it is.
Can you believe he got an applause break on
Wow. He literally is a black Chip Chipperson. He's a fucking black chip. Fuck yeah, I got zooted before the show.
Bro.
Holy shit. I'm a fucking artist.
Are you, Chip?
What the fudge? No one understands me. Oh, God, he's embarrassing.
I don't know, bro.
There's like zero substance behind anything he says.
I don't know.
Zero.
I think he's a man for our times, bro.
I'll fucking take that award from her.
Yeah?
I won't take it from Rick Ross. Fuck that. But I'll take it from her. Here, Lil Wayne, you can have mine. What a cuckold this guy is. He fucking takes it from a white girl and he hands it to his own Lil Wayne. Here you go, sir. Here you go, sir.
Sorry.
What a bitch.
Sorry, this is yours. This is yours.
Fucking
Please
bitch.
don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
He's a fucking bitch.
He's a phony. Continue.
However, if he was here, I'd probably get a photo.
Oh, he's holding his head dramatically.
Oh, no.
Damn it. You all right, Kanye?
I wish Mark David Chapman had just asked him for an autograph.
All right. He's going to bring it together now.
Cool. He's so tortured, this guy.
He's going to bring it home, I should
I
have
don't know
said.
what's going to happen tonight.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, bro.
Bro, 10.
10.
10
Oh,
bros.
God, he's an embarrassing guy.
But all I can say to my artists, my fellow artists,
Yes.
just worry how you feel at the time, man.
Okay.
Just worry about how you feel.
Okay.
And don't never, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Do you know nothing he says is inspirational?
No.
I've literally never seen such a terrible public speaker in my life.
Yes.
Never. I mean, this is a guy who is musically, he's a talented guy. I've never seen such an uninspiring speaker in my life.
Listen to the kids.
Listen to the kids, bro.
Kids, bro.
Like, he's terrible. He's a horrible speaker. Because everyone can sense it's based on the fact that he's a narcissistic cunt.
Right.
And he's literally inspiring not one artist to do anything.
You sure, bro?
I think so.
All right.
You never hear artists quote him. They never go like Kanye. Like, I feel nothing internally listening to this guy.
Yeah.
Now I know how my crowds feel.
No one's saying that, Kanye made a good point. You can't understand award shows.
Like,
that people work their ass off and 5 people up for it, only one's going to win.
He's a terrible fucking speaker. Wow.
He's horrendous.
That's a guy who's too used to everybody just nodding at him.
Yeah.
And he has zero ability to truly motivate people. And an awful speaker.
He has no awareness that people don't want to hear what he has to say.
None.
Because he hasn't really said anything yet.
Nothing.
We're 10 minutes into this.
That's why he's zero threat. He's a
goofball.
He's a goof, man. He's like a dope.
His music might be good, but him as a person, and I say Mike because I don't know that world.
That's all right.
You talk to younger people, they love Kanye West, but he's a goofball when he's not making his music.
But do you think
sitting there trying
he's
to
very
fucking
shallow.
talk to the
He's
people?
shallow.
Yes,
but do you think
and very narcissistic, like you said.
Do you think any of the young people heard this and thought, "Wow, yeah, this makes sense"?
Some might have, but
unfortunately.
But there's nothing artistic about. You listen to the young people, bro.
I don't know.
You're
bro.
not saying anything.
You're not saying anything.
How does it apply to any of the young people? This is all about him.
I don't know, bro. I got great pubes. How do I fucking know? At
That's
this
true,
point,
and they're in
bro?
your teeth.
Dickinson, what the fuck?
He's
2
here.
minutes. 2 minutes. Let us just get to the end of this.
Okay.
I would love to hear what he thinks about a fucking artist like Kanye.
Oh, yeah, 'cause he's
babbling
very
asshole.
outspoken, Bruce.
Is he?
He'll speak his mind.
Good.
I believe in myself.
All right.
Good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
We the millennials, bro.
Ah, fuck, bro.
This is a new
Yeah.
mentality. We're not gonna control our kids with brands.
Pause.
We're not gonna
he's right.
teach
Good
low-
Pause. I
trying.
jumped out of my fucking seat when he said that. He's married. His wife is all about brands. What is he talking about? We're not going to control our kids with brands. Do you even pay attention to your wife and what she's up to?
Him
All the
too.
brands that she has out there?
Isn't he obsessed with branding? Didn't he sell like
Yes.
$2,000 sneakers or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's fucking pissed off that Nike didn't pick up his sneakers or something like that. He's all about brands. His wife is a brand herself. That takes away his wife's business if he doesn't want the kids to be controlled by brands. I couldn't believe when he said that. Go ahead.
Technically, also, he's not a millennial.
No, he's not.
I
Of course
knew
he's not.
that.
We are the millennials, bruh.
You're about 10 years too late, right? He's at least 10 years too late as far as being a millennial.
Yeah.
All right, he's wrapping up here.
Theme and hate to our kids. We're gonna teach our kids.
What are you going to teach our kids?
Oh, God, he's a shallow
How to dress
zero.
like an asshole?
That they can be something. We're going to teach our kids that they can stand up for themselves.
Nice.
We're going to teach our kids to believe in themselves.
Yes.
If my grandfather was here right now,
He'd be
he would
sweeping the
not
aisles.
let me back down.
Sorry.
I don't know what I'm finna
a
lose
bigot.
after this.
Nothing. I can't lose anything, baby boy.
It don't matter though.
Little
'cause
child.
It ain't about me. It's about ideas, bro. New ideas.
Fuck yeah.
He is literally the most
Fuck
uninspiring
It's
motherfucker
about ideas, bro.
I've ever heard in my life.
People with ideas.
Huh?
Waiting or no?
No, he's not. He went to the bathroom. We're good. We're going to break in a second.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
We're wrapping this up. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to have Bruce Dickinson in here for some real talk, bro.
Want to finish?
Yes.
People who believe in truth.
Justice and the American way. Truth. It's all about the truth.
Wait, I don't think you're saying it right.
What? Sorry, bro.
Oh, no problem.
I thought that's what I heard. Truth.
Wow, is this guy uninspiring?
And yes,
Yeah? Yeah.
as you probably could have guessed by this moment,
Yeah?
I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
And then he runs off the stage, high-fiving people.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, and that Kris Jenner, whose face doesn't even move anymore. Do you see her, what she said? She goes, amazing.
What is she going to say? He's putting loads on her daughter.
Amazing. He announces that he's going to run for the presidency, guys.
Wow.
Why is he doing now?
He's got over a year. Exactly.
I know. It's
the open race now.
He's real popular right now. I mean, this is in 4 years from now. Who knows what's going to happen?
Good God, is he lousy.
Maybe he'll jump in as an independent.
And then listen to the kids, bro. Could be on every fucking poster.
People got ideas.
Right. All right, we got a break.
We have to.
I'm going to go piss.
Yeah, I got to piss. I mean, go to the men's room. Trying to clean it up here for the people. Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden's here. God, I love Bruce Dickinson. Can't wait to talk to him. I haven't seen him in many, many years. They got a new album out and stuff, right?
It's coming out Friday.
I think we got the first song. I got the whole album.
Yeah, I got the whole album too. Yeah,
sounds great. We're gonna play some Iron Maiden, some stuff off the new record, at least one song, maybe more. Who knows? We'll see what he'll allow, because we had strict orders: don't fucking do anything with this album. Anyway, Bruce Dickinson's next. Florentine's in studio. He's got a whole bunch of dates. Go to jimflorentine.com. But September 9th, Comedy Store in Hollywood. September 10th, Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in Ventura, California, and September 11th, Comedy Store in La Jolla, California. And Jimmy,
San Diego.
Is that San Diego officially? Sorry.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's doing the Oddball Tour.
Caroline's in 2 weeks. And just go to jimnorton.com. I got Michigan, Detroit, a whole bunch. Detroit and Minneapolis, I think, coming up.
All right. Bruce Dickinson's here. And Brian Harman stopping by, a friend of the show. He's on the PGA Tour, and he had 2 hole-in-ones yesterday. And he said, yeah, I want to talk to Opie and Jimmy. So that's pretty fucking cool, I think. Yeah. That's a huge story today as well. Stay there. How are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Hello.
Allegedly.
The Book of Souls, man.
Yeah.
We got a copy of it. It's great.
You did?
Yes.
My God. What's it like? Nobody gave me one.
Well, I was scared to even play it in my own home because there were all sorts of threats. Don't you dare do anything with this.
Oh, right. Okay.
I almost didn't want to open up the file.
Yeah, they get a little panicky when they send out a record, I guess, in this day and age. What's going to happen with it?
I mean, usually we get the first song, that's it. But in this case, they gave us the whole album.
Yeah, all 92 minutes, yeah.
92.
Yeah.
I didn't go all the way to 92 minutes yet.
No, well, I think the whole thing about the downloading thing, I'm not sure that a lot of the people that stream all this stuff are even capable of downloading 92 minutes. I mean, so doing an 18-minute song is kind of subversive. You know, it's like Spotify. How do we stream that? Yes. You know?
Do you like Spotify or hate it? A lot of artists think they're getting kind of ripped off on it.
Yeah, they are. You know, but it's just like one of those kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't moments, really. That I mean, it's this thing of, you know, kids love music. I mean, and people love music now more than probably any other time in human history, right? So what do? Do you say that people that love everything, you're all criminals, you know, just because you love it? You know, that's what sank all the record labels, who didn't figure out that actually these people are not trying to do harm. They just love it, you know?
Well, there's two sides of it, because when we were growing up, you had your, I don't know, let's say $20, $25. You went to the record store, you could only pick a couple things that you could actually buy. And so the one side of this is it turned kids onto a whole bunch of music they would have never been able to buy in the first place. But the other side of it is if you're a lesser artist, you're getting screwed. But a band like Iron Maiden, you're making the money on the other side, hopefully, with touring and merch and all that.
What's sad is, I think, is for like the young bands coming up, because I mean, how are they going to make a living?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know,
because basically they are being completely stuffed by not so much illegal downloading, although that kind of obviously goes on and all the rest of it, but the bar is now so low in terms of what value people place on people's creativity and music and stuff like that, and it's just getting driven down into the basement, you know. So it's like the cult of celebrity. You know, there's people who have no talent, except being famous for doing stupid stuff. You know, that appears to be more important and have more value than people who have real talent.
I was listening to a town hall with U2, and they openly admitted, look, we're good. We got all the money in the world.
world. We'll never spend it all in our lifetimes, but they were sticking up for the younger bands coming up going, but if you're into some of these bands, you're screwing them over, and you're not going to have new product from these guys unless you do the right thing and figure out how to give them a few bucks any way you can.
Yeah, I mean, my two boys are both in bands, and they've both done their own thing, and they've both just got signed to, record labels and stuff, and so they're going through the whole process right now.
Wow.
And the deals that they're looking at, because, I go down the pub with my guys and they sort of say, Dad, do you want to take a look at the contracts and see if we're getting ripped off, and I said, well, I don't really have much of a clue what I'm looking at here, but let me have a look. That one looks a little dodgy to me.
Right.
You might want to, ask them about that one.
What do you look for in a contract that's all of a sudden you're like, ooh, that's kind of a problem? What's something that they try to sneak in that you just is a newer artist wouldn't look for?
Well, for example, on one contract, there was this thing that said, we'll give you, X thousand advance, and it's only an advance. So, it's not a huge amount. The money's is like 20% of what it would have been, 15 years ago. So for starters, all that is way back. Plus, they want to be selling T-shirts for you, and they want to be taking a slice of. No, the record company is taking a slice of everything.
Oh God! They even want your T-shirt money.
Yeah, they're taking the merchandise money now.
Pathetic.
And live. So anyway, in this contract was one bit that says, and we will give you tour support. Okay.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, okay, well, that's okay. Tour support of X. And then it said, tour support will be payable after the tour, after you give us all the receipts. I'm like, no. So who's going to front up so that, in other words, you're going to pay all the money out of the money that you guys have got to live on.
Right.
And then you've got to try and claim it back off these schmucks.
Expense it.
You've got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding me. You can't run a tour like that.
Can you imagine? What's the name of the bands? Is it one band they're in, or
no? There's one band called As Lions, and they're just signing to 11-7 Records.
Great, awesome.
In fact, my son's over here on Thursday, New Jersey. He's recording the album over here.
How old are they?
He's going to be 25 and 23rd of September, and Griff's in a band called Shapes, and they're signed to Spine Farm.
Do they look at you as a cool dad still, or they look at you like, oh, Dad, Jesus?
No, it's just Dad.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not cool to them?
I'm Dad, and
Dad.
It's Dad, and it's in some ways. I mean, Austin was in a band called Rise to Remain. They got signed to EMI, and then they, as bands do, they kind of had imploded and they started something new. But that was, he had to take the full force of all the haters and all the, the trolls and all the, the blabbermouth idiots and all the rest of it that are like, well, obviously he just got the gig because he really can't sing and he's not as good as his dad and all that stuff. And, it's hard, it's harsh. But he bashed his way through it and really, I'm really pleased for him.
Do both of the kids sing? Both of your kids are the singers?
Yeah, Austin is. I'm like, and they all started out in drums. Because all I did was, I never, I took them all flying. I'm like, do you want to be an airline pilot? Come on, we can do this, And they were like, oh, no, I've seen you push buttons before, Dad. I'm like, really?
They're not impressed with you flying those planes?
He just flew fans from Paris to Wales to Paris.
So all that stuff. So what they want to do is they want to do music. I just left instruments lying around the house, mainly because I'm too lazy to pick them up. and of course they pick them up, start mucking about with them and drum kits and stuff. And they start playing drums, and then next thing they're on guitar. It's like heroin.
I got one flying question. So you were flying the band after the shows? Was it the last tour or a couple tours ago?
Yeah, when we got to Airliner World, you're not allowed to do that. Well, we didn't used to fly after the shows anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because we had to load the airplane, and that took quite a long.
You answered my question because I'm thinking if I'm a bandmate and you guys just did a show and now you got Bruce flying the plane, I'm thinking, man, he might be a little tired after what he just did out there.
Funnily enough, I do sometimes fly myself back home after a show in a little airplane and stuff like that, I'm still here, You
can fly a 757?
Yeah.
Like that's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing too, because like JFK Jr. died because he wasn't, I think, instrument trained. Like there's a lot of guys can fly on that level, but to be able to fly a commercial airline.
Well, you work for an airline, didn't you? Work for an airline.
Yeah, 7,000 hours of airline flying.
Wow.
I started off as a junior first officer and worked my way up, and eventually got did the command check and all the rest of it, and moved to the left seat as captain and stuff. And then the airline went bust about 4 years ago, and I started a whole new business, which is we've got basically a garage for airliners. We fix them, so we do Boeing and Airbus maintaining and fixing heavy maintenance on airliners. I've got a simulator center that trains pilots, and I've got an airline now that we actually run. So the 737 that we flew the fans to Paris and back on the other day, that's actually our airplane. So it's number one of what is probably going to be 6 or 7 by next summer.
You'll have 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You got a garage where you fix airplanes. You said that, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get the airplane there that's obviously fucked up?
Got a runway. And there's no, it's not screwed up. No.
Okay.
This is regular scheduled maintenance.
Okay.
So, it's like your car. I mean, as the car gets older, if you're running it on the whatever program it is for whatever, the checks get a bit more intense, and then eventually, every so many thousand miles, pretty much it's going to get taken apart and put back together
What
again.
kind of plane don't you like flying? Is there any that you like an MD-80, or is there anything that you prefer not to fly because you don't feel they're as well taken care of?
No, most airplane. I mean, if you've got an airplane that's flying passengers around in regular commercial service, and it's well looked after and well maintained, they are genuinely pretty safe. I mean, they really are well maintained. I mean, I know this because I'm in the business of doing it, and the corners are not cut.
You have any scares flying? Way to make an emergency landing or anything like that, or?
I was running low on fuel the other day and had to drop into a little airfield but it was coming back from an air display. We were practicing because I fly a World War I replica.
Don't do that. We love you too much. Don't do that.
I fly a World War I replica Fokker triplane, like the Red Baron type stuff, right? And it's got no instrumentation in it whatsoever. So it's got no electrical system. So we just got a battery operated radio and no GPS or anything else like that. So it's it's compass and a map and get yourself from A to B. And look out there isn't a window because it's open cockpit. So you must have seen it, red triplane and stuff. So I was practicing with a team. There's 9 of us fly these World War I replicas, and we do a 15-minute dogfight reenactment sort of thing at air displays. So I was coming back from practice and heading home, and I'm looking down at the ground. I'm thinking it's not moving real fast underneath me, and the headwind had obviously picked up, and I'm looking at the gas gauge. I'm thinking I better stop for gas, and so there's quite a few airfields around in the UK. So I just dropped in for gas. And
how high were you when you realized that you needed gas?
And how far from the gas station?
Yeah,
no, I mean you start making a plan the minute you realize that there's a ridge of hills coming up, and you really don't want to be chancing, running on empty, going there. So you make the decision nice and early, and stop in for gas. Look for somewhere that's suitable, because I need a grass field, because I've got no wheels on the back, so it's just a tail skid, and no brakes either. So you need to land on grass, and you need to be able to land into the wind, because these old airplanes, they've got no ability to handle a crosswind. They were never designed to do that. So
why do you like flying an old plane like that when there's so many more modern things? Is that just because you're such a good pilot with the instruments is not as much of a challenge as there is with this?
Oh, this is it's a whole different perspective on flying. I guess it's why people like to go out and you say, why don't you buy your meat from the meat counter rather than going out with a Bowie knife and wrestling the hog to the ground, in the middle of the jungle, people it puts me in touch with my other self,
Just loves flying.
What do you think happened to those Malaysian flight? That one Malaysian flight that disappeared. Do you think that he put that on an automatic pilot and just took off and dropped into the Indian Ocean?
Well, there's a lot of different speculations about that. I mean, and it would be daft as me to actually say, yes or no, I think this definitely happened or this definitely happened. I mean, all of the explanations that are out there, and there are several, are all plausible. but in my opinion, one or two of them are more plausible than others.
Could it knock you out though? Like, could you set the cabin pressure a certain way where everybody would just kind of go unconscious?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right, because he went up from 30 to 50,000 feet, and he knocked people.
You don't even need to do that.
You don't have to.
Need to do that. But there are certain bits about that crash which were, genuinely odd. For example, the equipment that was disabled on the aircraft could not have been disabled at random by accident. Yeah, well, and there was a few more other things that he switched off that would have been required a fair bit of pre-planning. Also, it wouldn't be the first time because of the cockpit door policy, as a result of the whole 9/11 thing. Because of that, you got these cockpit doors. Well, the cockpit door can be deadbolted. In other words, under normal circumstances, it works electrically, and if somebody wants to come in, you take a look at the camera, they ring the bell, you see it, you check in the camera that it's nobody weird standing around, and then you let them in, and they come in and they go out with their teas, coffees, or whatever. Now, in the event that something weird happens, like a hijack, like something else like that, then you need to be able to secure the door in such a way that there's no way that anybody can get in. Because there has to be a way to get in for the cabin crew. Let's say that both pilots have gone to sleep.
Right.
Okay. I mean, it's happened. And so the cabin crew is supposed to check on the pilots, make sure they're all awake all the time. So they don't get any response. They don't get any response. So what do? Well, the answer is there's a special code they can type in that will allow them access after about a 30-second delay. And they got a short period of time to open the cabin door, slap him around the head and go, "Hey, schmuck, wake up." But that's under normal circumstances. But if something weird happens, so you got some guy, God forbid, with a bolt cutter or something, or, and he's got one of the cabin crew and he's on the intercom saying, "I'm going to cut her throat unless you open the door." You can't open the door because you know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
So you have to deny anybody the possibility of getting that door open. So you can deadbolt it, which is great, unless the bad guy is the other side of the door. And then what do you do?
Then you can't get in, right?
Well, that's what happened with the German wings aircraft, the one that crashed, where the first officer went rogue and, had this issue.
He wouldn't let the other pilot in.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's audio of him, people screaming, and I guess the guy yelling.
That audio was brutal.
Terrible, yeah,
so
horrible.
So in all of these cases, it's what apparently seems like a very simple solution ends up not being such a simple solution. So I mean, you got this thing now where, in the US, pilots are allowed to carry guns on the flight deck. And they have to have kind of some special training or whatever, But, so we've spent years and years and years trying to stop guns getting on airplanes. And now, it's like, Billy the Kid, gets on board with his buddy. And there was a case the other day where actually one pilot shot the other guy. I don't know whether they were having a sort of quick draw. Hey, draw. Oh, sorry.
Right.
I mean, it's just, this is just dumb. It's crazy. It's crazy world. Crazy world we're living in sometimes.
On a happier note, have you made up with Ozzy? Have you guys, or are you guys okay? You were never.
No, I mean he wasn't throwing eggs.
That's true. Sharon, I should say. Yeah, have you made up with Sharon, or are you guys still on the outs?
No, I mean it doesn't. In fact, you're the first person that's mentioned Sharon in the last 3 or 4 years.
You know why? Because it's like you hear these things that get blown up, and it's like you're always hearing it wrong. Like you're never hearing it from the source. You're always hearing it from like people reporting, and half the times they get it wrong, and they're starting shit that doesn't.
Look, I mean, the whole thing is, I mean, we're bigger than ever, and doing quite happy now. So there's no earthly reason why that whole thing should occupy any part of my brain at all.
Sold 90 million albums.
I'm trying to. I think Iron Maiden. I think you guys are globally bigger than Metallica, and I'm not sure about AC/DC.
No, I think AC/DC is just a freak of nature. I mean,
right. I just saw 60,000 people at MetLife Stadium the other day. It's insane.
I mean, there's a lot of bands that I probably wouldn't pay to see, but I would always pay to see AC/DC.
Yeah,
I've actually never. They're one of the bands I've never seen. You I've seen live. It's just amazing. You can still hit the notes in like Run to the Hills, and it's like fuck, man. You see a lot of singers can't do it.
Iron Maiden's doing 2.5 hour shows. Bruce is running around like a maniac and never misses a beat. Voice is never off. The band is always on, and just an amazing show.
Yeah, it's not us.
It's not you guys. Yeah.
Replicants. We have replicants that go out.
Bruce has great rants in between the songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever, some pop culture going on. I'm sure like Kanye West will come up in your next, when you guys start touring.
That guy's inspirational.
Did you see his speech last night?
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, your head's going to spin.
What was it?
You're going to have a lot to say about it. I wish we brought you in when we were going through it.
I don't. Was this? What was this? The video
yes.
music awards?
Yeah, the Vanguard Award.
What's that? The Vanguard?
I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it's
it's like a legend war, like you're a legend in the business. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Like
it was
that.
a great exercise in a boring narcissist. That's what it was. It was boring narcissist.
He really likes hearing himself speak.
And he announced that he's going to run for president in 2020.
Yeah, that was his dramatic end.
And then he walked off the stage, dropped the mic, and walked off the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's
like, all right, right on.
I see the wheels turning.
So him and Donald Trump should like share a platform then, right. For who could have the greatest comb over.
Do you find Donald Trump at least entertaining with everything he's doing?
I
find him entertaining as all hell.
It's kind of entertaining, but it's like, this is the president of America.
Possible president.
This is, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
This is the leader of the free world? Oh, well, never mind.
I'll tell you why we need it.
It's up to you. I can't vote. It's up to you guys. You kill them all. Let God sort them out.
He's no worse of an ass than Kim Jong-un or Vladimir Putin. That's why I figure. I mean, Putin's a pretty powerful guy. He likes his shirt off. Like he's
maybe they could do what's that like show where people have like they swap houses.
Yeah, like wife swap.
Wife swap. Yeah. You could have like president swap. You could like make Putin president of the USA and Trump like president of Russia. And you never know. There'd be lots of people in America might really like Putin. I mean.
Those two are similar. They're probably the two most similar
alpha males.
U.S. Russian guys. Yeah, like they have the same arrogance. It's the same.
They could wrestle each other because I think Putin likes doing that.
He'd give Trump a beating.
Wrestling,
Trump's a real estate rich guy. He'd get a beating from Putin.
What I find amazing about Iron Maiden, the fact you guys sold 90 million albums, and you didn't really get a lot of radio and TV support over the years. A couple songs, obviously. But in general, you had to do it on your own and really work extra hard because you didn't have the luxury of the press, pushing.
Yeah, and that was our own decision because we weren't making music that was, just going to go and do in terms of radio. And that's just because of who we were, really. I mean, American radios, particularly sort of FM like rock radios, has got its own little world of demographics and weirdness, and although it's about music because it does play music, it's not really. It's so segmented now, and has been for many years, that you can't pander to that, and because you're not yourself. Then you're just playing to you're playing to the programmers, and that's just not who we were. So yeah, we had to go out on the road and do it. But actually, in long term. It's worked out because in actual fact, I mean, we make much more of a living now, and our support is so much more solid because our live base is real than had we been dependent on the whole radio media thing, because it gets kind of shallow and it's very short term. And with the whole sort of deluge of information now, with everybody's got internet access and and just overwhelmed with very transient information. There's only a few things in the world that seem to be real anymore.
Right.
And hopefully we're one of them.
And Iron Maiden did it,
you didn't change for the different genres that were coming up or any of that.
No, and they did it in the 80s when all the bands would, dress up in spandex and the hair and all that stuff. And, I mean, you look at the bands that are still standing. Maiden didn't do it. AC/DC didn't do it. Motorhead, Metallica, they didn't.
That's about it.
And these guys are still around and still thriving.
You know what we have in common? We're all ugly.
Maybe you think that was the reason why you didn't go that route.
Maybe a little makeup would have helped that, Bruce.
I mean, you really don't want to see me in spandex.
Maybe a little eyeliner or something.
I mean, I tried. Yeah, right. Yeah. Adrian tried that once. He turned up, and I think his wife talked him into doing it. Yeah. And he turned up for a photo session, and we were all sitting around, and we were looking at him and went, "Is that eyeliner?"
Oh, you must have killed him.
Yeah. Oh no, he never lived that down. Because we're just kind of like we're guys. So when the photographer sort of goes, "Hey, all cuddle up," I'll be like, "Oh no, we don't really want to touch each other."
You still enjoy touring after all these years?
Oh yeah, I mean more so now, obviously, because
and it probably helps that you fly yourself. That probably gives you a bit of freedom as well.
Yeah, a bit of freedom. Actually, it's quite hard work flying around as well. So I must confess, I do I do quite like sitting in the back with a beer and letting somebody else do the driving. Right. But I mean, obviously, at the moment, I should have been on tour. And the album should have been released some time ago, and obviously I had all this, nonsense going on with the throat and cancer and all the rest of it.
How are you doing?
Yeah, according to the doctor, it's gone.
You look great.
It's gone. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
How did you find out? Like, did you feel something, or was it just a random test?
No. I mean, I actually diagnosed myself with exactly what it was 6 weeks before I went to the doctor, and I ignored what I thought I had, or what I thought I possibly might have, because I was still finishing the album. I thought, well, I'll get the album done and then I'll go see the doctor. I had a lump in the side of my neck. Kind of like when you get a cold.
God, everybody's
feeling necks. Oh my God, yeah.
Bruce.
Well, the interesting thing is that there's like an epidemic in tongue and throat cancers in guys over 40. There's a 500% increase in this particular type of tumor, right? It's a human papillomavirus tumor. Okay. So it's the same as cervical cancer. It's the same virus that causes it. And the diagnosis is the same. But in guys, there are no symptoms. So the first thing you'll figure out is that you get a lump in the side of your neck, usually. And that's actually usually a secondary tumor. And you go along to the doc, and the doc says, people go, they say, I think I've got tonsillitis. And the doc says, oh, no, you don't. Oops, who knew? And this has happened and since I had the treatment, I've met probably half a dozen guys, my age or younger, non-smoking, not like abusing themselves or anything else like that, who all had this cancer. So it is really a men's health issue. And
is that from giving oral sex? I mean, there was like a speculation that that's because women have that HPV.
Like Michael Douglas.
Yeah. Well, because he made the unfortunate comment about whatever it was he said. But and everybody went But in actual fact, the thing about the HPV virus is that people don't know a great deal about it. Yes, of course, it can be transmitted, sexually and things like that. But for example, and I don't mean to be, flippant or anything, but you would expect, therefore, that lesbians would have an equally high incidence of it. No, their incidence is 25% less than men. Seems to be something that affects a certain number of men. HPV is a virus which the body, and there's 150 or something strains of it, but it's only a couple that really you're interested in. And most of humanity has been exposed to it. 80% of us have all been exposed to an HPV virus, and we get rid of it. It comes, it goes. It comes, it goes. It's like, But for some reason, and nobody knows why, in blokes, guys over 40, it can persist. And as it persists, that's when it does its little work. And it's a cunning little beast. I mean, there's no test for it until you actually get the only test is doing a biopsy. And even then, the virus is not present. It's the remains of the virus that it leaves behind a little present that starts off. It leaves a little genetic code in there to start off the cancer. But it also goes into the cell and switches off a gene called the P53 gene, which is protective. It's basically the cell's self-destruct mechanism. So it's a clever little bugger, you know?
When you first found out you had it, did you have were you positive about it? Like, I'm going to be okay? Or was the part of you like, oh, fuck, this is it?
Well, I went in and did all the research and had a look and said, well, because all the information on it is, it's all public domain. It's all the medical papers are all out there. So you can have a quick peek and you say, well, you give yourself the best shot you can get. I got a great set of doctors and they were very confident. They said, look, we'll get rid of this for you. I went, surgery? They went, oh, no, radiation and chemotherapy. So I did both at the same time.
How long did you do it for?
It was 9 weeks of chemo in three-week cycle. So you just go along and sit there on a Monday morning and just get an armful of about lots of fluid and lots of water, and then they put the chemotherapy drugs in and everything else, and that lasts you for 3 weeks. And then I was doing 5 days a week radiation for 33 sessions at the same time. So that was if you're into measuring radiation, 66 grays, which is about 13 times lethal full body dose if you've got it distributed for all of you. But it's the machinery they use now, very modern, highly accurate, very metered dosage to exactly all the bits that you need, and hopefully sparing a lot of the other bits that in days gone by, maybe even 10 years ago, would have been fried like permanently. So things like saliva glands and stuff like that now are all coming back and working, and they'll all return to normal. But back in the day, you'd have lost those forever, which is horrific,
So you don't have any after effects from all the chemo in your mouth?
Oh yeah. I mean, a little
bit.
Oh yeah. I got a bit of dry mouth, dry throat. I mean, I got a cold a while back, and it was weird because I wasn't blowing my nose, because I wasn't making any snotty stuff.
Right.
So I thought, well, this is weird. I got a cold, but I'm not all kind of snotty. Oh, how does that work? And the answer is the cold worked exactly like a normal cold does. Like it was gone in, like 5-6 days. But
did it affect the singing at all?
Yeah. I mean, it initially. I mean, initially sort of don't do it. Just let it heal, and it's still healing up now. I mean, there's still a bit of residual swelling. The tumor was the size of a golf ball.
In the neck or
in my tongue?
Wow!
In the base of my tongue.
Did you it just popped up out of nowhere? Because it obviously.
Don't know. I mean, it could have been growing there for 6 months, a year and a half.
When you realize you have this tumor on your tongue, though, what were you thinking? Like, is my singing career is over?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, Eddie Van Halen, bad enough for a guitar player, but for the singer, that's like
I mean, there was that one, and then there's the secondary one was in the lymph node, and that was about like a large strawberry, 2.5 centimeters. So there was two,
and that's the one you felt.
That's the one I felt.
Neck, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just finished doing the album, so I mean, and the singing sounds pretty good on the album. I was like, wow, okay. So I went to the doc in the studio. I got this little French guy showed up, just a local GP guy turned up, general practitioner, and he had a feel around and straight away went for the ghoulies and had a feel around there, and I thought, yeah, okay. He's being very thorough. And
did he at least dim the lights?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's being over friendly here. And but then he said, he said, you need to go and get an MRI of that and a CAT scan of your chest and a biopsy of it. I went, okay.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I went back to England and did it, and then 5 days later they said, look, you've got cancer cells in the lump, nothing in your blood at all, no evidence of anything. And so then they biopsied it and went to see the oncologist, and he said, we'll get rid of it for you, I hope. And he said, you don't smoke, do you? I went, no. He said, have you ever smoked? I went, no. He went, good. He said, your chances just went up by 20%.
Wow. Nice.
And the chances of it not recurring go up astronomically if you don't smoke or have never smoked as well.
How bad was the sickness with the chemo? They say it's just a horrific. I'm wondering if that's gotten any better or no.
Well, I was on a fairly common chemotherapy drug called cisplatin, And you read about the toxic. I mean, I downloaded the toxicology report because I wanted to know what I was in for, you know. And it says kidneys, toxic to the kidneys and the liver and your hearing as well. You might lose your hearing and your hair and everything. I went, oh, okay, this is going to be interesting. You know, and then they put you on a load of anti-sicky drugs as well because it's a very strange sensation knowing that if you weren't on these drugs, you would be sick all over the place. Wow. But you're not. You think, oh, okay. And you're only on them for 2 or 3 days after the administration of the initial stuff. But you feel kind of wiped out. I mean, as soon as I got the first load of it, I thought, well, I'm not going to bother driving a car for the next 9-10 weeks till this lot gets done with, because you just feel a bit out of it, you know.
What stage was it?
Well, the staging, I was stage 3.
Wow.
Yeah. But again, you know, my doc said to me, he said, look, don't worry about the staging. He said, because I'd rather have stage 3 of your cancer than stage 1 lung cancer. You know, so that's staging is staging is more of an academic way of defining what it is. So as soon as any cancer moves to an adjacent site, like a lymph node, which of course is right next door to where the primary tumor is. As soon as it moves, it's automatically stage 3. So you know, you can get bent out of shape about stage 3 and all the rest of it.
Okay.
You know, and even stage 4 of this particular type of cancer can be got rid of. I think Michael Douglas was stage 4. And a buddy of mine, I met, he's a lawyer for Airbus. I'm sat having dinner with him at Toulouse at some engineering thing we're having, and he said, oh, how's your, you know, everything? I went, oh, it's okay, it's all coming back. He said, how's your beard? And I went, oh, no, I said, it's still like a baby's bottom underneath, you know, it's all, because my beard all fell out. And he went, oh, he said, yeah, I've got like half of mine. I went, huh, you too? He went, yeah, it was a year and a half ago. And he had exactly the same treatment as me. And he had one that was wrapped around his jawbone.
Jesus.
You know, and they got rid of it for the guy. You know? And this is he's an American guy, you know, just chatting away. And I said, wow, I've met so many guys, you know, and the whole sort of like, you know, you imagine that this is, you know, the thoughts of all these guys, you know, going down on thousands of multiple sex partners. No, these are ordinary guys. You know?
You had all the confidence in the world. Were you ever scared during this whole thing?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
but there's not a lot you can. There's not a lot you can do about it.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's worse for the people around you. Way worse for them, because how do they deal with it? You know, and you're dealing with it because you're in it. You know. And yeah, towards the end, I mean, it really sucks towards the end of the treatment because various things, you know, they offered me a feeding tube at the beginning. The guy said, he said, no, it's Christmas is coming up. He said, I can install the feeding tube in your stomach. I went, huh? And he went, yeah. I said, you probably won't be able to take solids or liquids towards the end of the treatment. It's gonna, you know, and so most guys, you know, like to be fed, you know, through a tube. I went, no. I said, I will feed myself.
Did you lose your appetite and all that stuff with different foods?
Yeah, he said, you may lose your taste. And I went, first thing I can see my trousers, you know what I mean? I got all the one line. I said, the only way of dealing with it was all the one-liners came out straight away. I said, you know, I think I'm going to have to cancel the tour, the reasons too humorous to mention and all the rest of it, you know. But notwithstanding the dark, sort of bits of dark humor, yeah, you go through little stages, I guess, of feeling sorry for yourself, and then feeling like it's a bad dream, and I wake up from this and it won't actually be happening to me, and then you sort of get into it. You think, yeah, I am in this now, and this is not. Let's just see where the ride takes you, you know, because obviously, you know, I don't particularly want to go on this fairground attraction again, right. But this is going to be hopefully a once in a lifetime experience.
And now you're resting your voice for and that's why you postponed the tour till next year because your voice still has to.
Well, I said to the doc, I said, look, as in, how long is it going to take for me to get better? Assuming you get rid of it, to recover. And he said, it's going to take about a year from sitting here now till, and I went, a year? And he went, yeah. He said, I had an RAF fighter pilot in the chair, sitting there exactly where you're sitting, same tumor, same treatment, and it was about a year until I saw him again when he was like fit, fat, and healthy. I went, RAF fighter pilot, huh? I said, I'll beat that. I said, I'm going to beat him. And he went, yeah, you might, by a month or two.
How long's it been?
Well, I saw my doc in December, so it's coming up 8 months, so he's a good doctor. He was pretty much spot on, actually.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in some respects, I'm way ahead of the curve in a lot of ways, but in terms of the really like healing up inside and all the salivary bits coming back, to normal and, that's probably going to be the thick end of 12 months, so, but I mean, I've done a bit of singing already, so, I've gone around the kitchen and had a good yell. The wonderful thing is that he, despite the fact that he did confess to me after he cured me and everything, he said, I got to confess, he goes, I do like a bit of Maiden, he said, but I'm actually a Rush fan.
Oh, really?
And I said, yeah, but that's because you're sort of like some, incredible consultant radio cancer doctor and, brain the size of a planet, but he said, he said, I'm really pleased. He goes, I completely managed to miss the larynx. He said, when I was doing the shooting gallery with the radiation beams, he said, and your larynx is just like not involved. He said, so that's all the notes are all there, The only weird thing is, I mean, there was something the size of a golf ball in my throat and it's not there anymore. So on certain words, at certain bits of where the sound is coming up through my throat, it still sounds a little bit strange because I think the muscles that control that bit of your throat are going, huh? Where's it gone?
Right.
It was there a minute ago.
Right. I haven't noticed a thing, man.
Yeah.
Not at all. Do you look at life differently or,
I have.
Or have learned anything through this experience?
Less time for people who waste my time. So if I want to waste
time for garbage.
Yeah, if I want to waste my time, I'll waste my own time. Thank you very much. Right. I don't like to have it wasted on my behalf by people. But I mean, when they had me on morphine at the like for the last like couple of weeks because it was pain and all the rest of it, and very disappointing.
Really?
I was really expecting to see pink elephants or start wanting to cut my ear off or something, or, write poetry or anything.
Nothing.
Nothing. Just felt very tired. I wanted to go to sleep a lot. But, yeah, hey, but it's, my wife was delighted, I have to say, because I'm normally, whenever we go out for a walk, I'm always 20 yards ahead. She goes, will you slow down?
Right.
Or like, I'm always bounding up the stairs 2 at a time. She's like, will you stop? Stuff like that. So we went out for a walk after we finished the treatment and she was like standing behind me, pushing me up the stairs one at a time because I was so tired. Getting to the stairs. She goes, I'm loving this. I'm going to make the most of it while it lasts. Yeah, it's strange. I mean, the fatigue was something which I was completely unprepared for. At the end of it.
So you just lay in bed for a couple of days at a time? Or?
No, not even that. That's I didn't realize the difference between being tired and being fatigued. There's a whole big world of difference. And it's just you can get up and you can get out and you just, I would go to the supermarket and come back with just a small bag of shopping and I'd get halfway back to the house and I'd go, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to have to go and I'm going to have to lie down on a park bench. I'm just not going to make it. And I've never felt like that before, ever in my life. And I realized actually that there are loads of people with, ME and all these other debilitating diseases that live with that for most of their lives. So it was an absolute revelation to me. There are all these people out there, and it's all very well because I'm a bit famous and stuff and singing Iron Maiden, so this has happened to me. But there are people out there, hundreds of thousands of people, dealing with this every day. Not just because of a cancer treatment, but because of other diseases. And, it's astonishing that there aren't more people jumping off bridges, really.
But it got better as soon as the treatment stopped?
Yeah, it's gradual. I mean, the worst thing I think was, there was the moustache. Because the only bit of hair on my face that would grow was this dreadful moustache. Looked like kind of a bad sort of 70s porn star. And, kind of these sort of like funny little mutton chop sideburns. Yeah. Everything else fell out. Because I grew this big beard in protest at having cancer. And, then one day it fell out. Which, like, just dropped like the Christmas tree, like pine needles. Just
your hair too?
No, the hair.
That stayed.
No, that stayed. No, this is all real.
No, I didn't know if it went away and then it grew back.
I shaved it all. I shaved it all off, and made it into a rug.
Man,
stitched on. But no, it was. That was strange. Having all your bits of beard fall out and go, So I had this moustache that was really pretty awful. And that lasted until I went to see, after a couple of weeks out of treatment, I got back into trying to eat solid food. So, I was on these like weird milkshake things that you have to drink and stuff, and I was getting liquid down. It was a bit of a struggle, but managed it.
It was hard to even swallow liquid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because what you get this, depending on where the tumor is, but in my case, because it was fairly high up, the inside of my mouth was getting a lot of radiation, and so there's something called mucositis, where basically it's all the mucous membranes on the inside of your tongue and everything just kind of fall off, and so all the nerves are exposed. So it really hurts.
Oh, wow.
So anything going in your mouth is like, ow, 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 ow. So the only way I couldn't speak because you involved moving my tongue. And to get to bed at night, I used to take this, you could go down to Walgreens or something or whatever. You get this like Bonjela stuff, that you put on the local anesthetic for your if you get toothache or something.
Like Mergel or something,
yeah, that stuff. I would take kitchen roll and soak it in that stuff, and I would wrap it round my back teeth. And that was how I got to sleep.
Oh, my God.
Because it anesthetized my tongue for long enough for me to go to sleep. At one point, I thought, you know what, this may be a great new invention. I mean, I may be able to do this. And actually, perhaps I could market this. And then I got better and I thought, no.
How thirsty were you?
You might have to go on Shark Tank with that.
Yeah, I've got this brilliant idea.
Yeah. Were you thirsty all the time? I'd be able to drink fluids.
No, well, I could gulp. No, that's the one thing. I didn't lose the swallow reflex. Some guys lose the ability to swallow completely, and I never lost the ability to swallow. So I could gulp, and so I could just take a big and get liquid down that way.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to keep your liquid intake up because basically the chemo drugs, you need to keep flushing your system out to keep your kidneys and everything moving. So you got to keep that stuff up, Got a full-time job,
Yeah.
Wow, thanks for that.
So this happened right after you. So no one even knew there was a new Iron Maiden record out. You guys kept that pretty secret. That you guys
it was all under wraps. We finished it just before Christmas, and the idea was we were going to put it out, I think, in the spring or something, and then we were going to be on tour all right about till now, actually. And the whole lot had to get cancelled. So I phoned my manager. I said, okay, you sitting down? I said, apparently I've got head and neck cancer. He went, ooh, I said, yeah. I said, it's going to be, assuming I get better, it's going to be about a year. So I don't know what we're going to do. Now, at that time, the tour, there were a bunch of promoters assuming I had all the dates in my diary all booked
right, so you guys
out.
are doing like big festivals over in Europe.
No, we were doing America. We were starting in America.
Okay.
We were starting in the States. And they were all sitting on dates, kind of in whenever it was, sort of May, June sort of time, But they hadn't booked the halls yet. So it was a decision of, he said, well, as soon as we get to the new year, he said, I'm going to have to put the press release out that, you've got throat cancer. I went, why? Don't do that. I said, I don't even start the treatment till January the 5th, dude. I said, at least let me get over it, and he went, I've got to tell them something. I said, well, can't you delay it? Delay it till whenever. How long can you delay it till? And he said, well, maybe the end of February. I went, look, I said, I finished treatment the 19th of February. I said, you can tell them on the 20th of February, because I'll be at home feeling miserable for 2 weeks. I said, so, just do that. And then of course, it all...
God, that sucks that you had to do that. I'm getting mad for you.
No, I mean...
obviously you got to tell the promoter something, because they're, putting
otherwise, it unfortunately...
But this is your private moment to go through this thing, hopefully by yourself and your family and friends, and not have to deal with what the world's going to say about it.
But unfortunately, it is what it is, because if you don't... If there's any kind of rumor gets out, the rumors are worse than the facts.
Yeah,
and especially in this day and age with everything going on, the worst possible thing was if you were trying to, kind of cover it up and it was a leak and so I said, well, look, just go with whatever the press release was, and then we'll take it from there, because you can't, again, the problem is you can't give anything definitive on whether you got rid of it until you have a scan.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that until 3 months after the last radiation, because you're still being cooked, by the radiation for a good 3 months afterwards.
How great was that day when you saw that the scan came back?
That was
in your favor.
That was one of those weird kind of like out of the body experiences, being told. Because, again, you go back. I've been having checkup every 3 weeks or a month. I go back to see the oncologist, and the first checkup, he looked at me. He said, wow, he said, you look great. Let's have a feel around. And he had a feel around. He got the scope and had a look round and all around my nose and throat and everything. And he said, mate, it's gone. He said, it's as gone as I've ever seen anything gone. I went, really? He went, yeah. He said, I can't do the scan for 3 months. He said, but you're doing great. Chill out. Whatever you're doing, carry on doing it.
How was that breath?
I was like, wow.
At any time, did you cry, Dornan, at this point?
No.
Not even when you got diagnosed with your wife.
No, I was
halfway through it.
No, I was kind of numb.
Right.
I think one or two other people cried, but I just sort of. I just got on with it,
The British are different than we are. You guys just handle things like when you referred to the cancer as a clever little bugger. That's just a different way.
Even with Black Sabbath, when Tony got diagnosed with cancer, to go, we got to do the album now because we don't know. And Tony just did the album in between treatments and stuff.
He was out doing gigs, and then you go back for 3 weeks, and they built the tour schedule around. But again, playing the guitar, I guess, is different than singing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he would have had to undergo a pretty. He would have been. It would have sucked.
Yeah. I think you're still going through it. I'm not sure.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously things like that.
So you don't even know if you have to be on a maintenance plan the rest of your life. You don't. Right now, you're good. You don't even have to do any of that stuff.
Oh no, I go back for a checkup every month.
Right.
And I go for a checkup with the cancer doc every month, and then every other month I go to the ear, nose, and throat consultant, and she has a poke around. And we alternate that for the next, I think it's a couple of years. And then it goes down to like every couple of months for another year or so. And then there's a whole program that goes out to about 5 years, and then they kind of give up on you after that,
Yeah, because I know Tony has to do, I think, a maintenance for the rest of his life. He has to do a chemo thing. My mom has rectal cancer. She's had it for 10 years. She does the maintenance like once a month.
Yeah.
She still has to do it.
Oh, really?
It was once a week, then once every 2 weeks. But Tony was saying, I think, that he's got to do a maintenance thing. I think once a month he's got to go for chemo for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know because it's different. They're all
right.
highly specific, these things. But, I mean, when they came back with me and he wrote because they write a letter, because I had to try and get my flying medical back. Because of course, as soon as you start getting all the, the drugs pumped into you, that's it. Your medical suspended. And, anyway, so I went and did my, airline pilot medical thing again and, passed with flying colours. So, everything on that was normal. And then when I got the scan back, they said, well, we can't think of a single reason why you shouldn't have 100% unrestricted medical back, because we can't find anything wrong with you. Apart from the fact that you've just had cancer, but apart from that, there's nothing wrong with you.
Nice.
So that was great. So I got that back. But again, all these things, they're all different and they all vary from person to person. I mean, he wrote a nice letter saying, that I've got a greater than 95% chance of survival for the next 10 years. Well, 10 years is as far as they're going to give you, because they don't have any statistics out beyond that point. Right. And greater than 95% is probably better than I was before.
Right. Without the cancer.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you guys going to cut back a little on the tour, and are you going to take more dates off in between when you guys start touring, come next year?
I've seen the schedule.
No days. I know their manager, Rod Smallwood. He's a workhorse. He likes to get you guys out there.
Yeah, I'm like, and he's like, I said when I saw the dates, he said, "Oh, this be all right." I said, "I have no idea." I said, "Until we actually start, do you realise? Right. I don't know. Do you think the horse will fall over at the first fence? We don't know. But I'm giving myself plenty of run-in terms of doing rehearsals and getting the voice back in shape. And I've done a bit of yelling and screaming, and I'm thinking, this is all going to work. This is all going to work. It's going to, I might have to go into a bit of a sort of a rehab for it, vocal rehab.
Right.
I might learn something.
Bruce Dickinson's going to be fine. Are you kidding me? We only have a few minutes left, and we haven't really talked about the Book of Souls, the double album.
The double album available
this Friday.
I was wondering when you're going to get.
I apologize.
Well, we figured you get a million Iron Maiden questions, this, that.
But that story's just amazing.
Well, it's coming out Friday. The Book of Souls, a double album, 92 minutes. Bruce. There's a song. There's a 19-minute song or an 18-minute song.
Empire of the Clouds.
Empire of the Clouds.
Is that the one? Because I know there was one of the songs that you wrote was that the 18-minute song. That's your song. Mm-hmm. And there's also a song about Robin Williams on there. We all kind of knew Robin in a way.
Tears of a Clown, yeah. Which surprised me because, Steve wrote the words, and when I sang the tune, I had no idea it was about Robin Williams. I thought it's a really cool tune. And it's probably one of my favourite songs on the record. And afterwards, the words were like, wow, this is some deep stuff. Steve, what's this about? And he said, Robin Williams. I'm like, oh boy, wow, okay, wow, And I think, obviously you'd have to talk to Steve about it, but I think in some way, I think he kind of, he sort of associates a little bit in some way, because the song is really quite personal, in terms of the words and everything.
Right.
So it's about depression?
It's about depression, and it's about, the inner sadness, that's, and the mask, the mask that people put up, to hide the very, very sad little person inside, and the bigger it's like the joke, it's really, really old joke, music hole joke, where the guy goes into the psychiatrist and says, oh, I'm so miserable, I'm so depressed. I said, what am I going to do? The psychiatrist, he goes, I know you need to go and see the funniest man in the world. You need to go and see Grok. He says, I'm Grok. And it's that's the story, that's what the song is about, that particular one.
It's a great record. They got the advance and stuff like that. 11 tracks, 92 minutes. First double album in Iron Maiden's history.
I know, completely accidental. We just started and got to about 6 songs, and we went, okay, should we stop now, or are we going to carry on with all the other stuff we've got? Because it's clear that it's not going to fit on the equivalent of one CD. I know there's no necessity to think about things in terms of CDs anymore because of downloading and everything else, but still we sell a lot of physical product, and when
the metal community still buys the physical products.
You gotta the thing with the special that we've got with this one. I mean, it really is a book.
It's 3 vinyls. It's 3 albums. Triple vinyl.
Triple vinyl. Oh,
wow.
yeah.
That's what I'm getting. I'm getting the triple vinyl. Definitely.
It is, and the artwork is sensational. And the book in the Book of Souls, I mean, it's the big slipcase with 2 CDs and the whole book and everything in it. It's just brilliant. So people, I mean, I think we're shipping worldwide at the moment. We're well over 600,000 physical product, which is in this day and age sensational.
Iron Maiden's never had a #1 record in the United States. Hopefully this one. I know you've hit 2, I think, a couple different times. And you got some competition this week because the Five Finger Death Punch record is coming out. I think they've had 3 in a row.
Uh-huh.
So you guys are both released this Friday, September 4th. So
really?
We'll see the following week. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Disturbed was last week, and Disturbed has had 5 #1 records in the United States.
Okay.
In a row. So you're not going to hit that, but now you got Five Finger Death Punch this week.
Five Finger Death Punch. You know what? Because my Austin, my eldest is. I think they're supporting Five Finger Death Punch in Wembley. I think in sometime in December or something.
Yeah, they're really big over here, and they're just starting to crack over in Europe and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that's right. No, I think he's supporting them. It's a shame he wasn't doing it earlier on. I could have asked him to sort of could you just kick them really hard,
Kick him in the shin.
Hey, do you ever hear Lemmy's version of The Trooper? Did you ever hear his cover of that?
No. You know what? No, I didn't.
It's really good.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
There's been a few, actually. I'll tell you who did a great one of, I'd like the things when they're a bit left field. Billy Corgan did a B-side of Number of the Beast.
No kidding.
And he did it as an acoustic blues thing. And flipped it all around, and I thought it was really cool.
Did you find that? We'll end the show with that today.
He did it sort of. He did it kind of like I left alone, mama. I needed time to get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Oh, it was brilliant. I mean, it's like how they flipped Layla. So it went, Layla, you got me on my knees, Layla.
Really slowed it down.
I thought really impressed with that.
Can I tell you how much fun it is to sit next to you as you sing the Number of the Beast? I'd be very happy.
With the blues.
I don't care however you could just fucking read it backwards, I'd be happy.
Iron Maiden does an unbelievable cover of Cross-Eyed Mary, the Jethro Tull song.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite cover songs of all time.
I sang with Ian Anderson,
You did?
Yeah, in Canterbury Cathedral. He was doing, as only Ian could do, he was doing a tour of English cathedrals to raise money to fix the roofs.
What a bizarre cause.
That's great. And so he said, did I want to go along and because his daughter is married to the big guy in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, who was in here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he said that.
Great
Nice guy. Great guy. Really nice guy. And I can never get over talking to him when he speaks in an English accent. I'm like, that's weird. Because he's such a good American accent. And so anyway, so we all went down to Canterbury Cathedral, which was in itself is just an incredible experience, And I did, what did we do? I did, something from, I did, a couple of things from my solo album. Nice. But it was like basically almost a cappella, in there. And it was just amazing.
The sound in there must have been great.
It's got an 8-second reverb. 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
So you just, bah, and then, still going. So just astonishing place, but no, Ian, is great guy. Cross-Eyed Mary though, because his voice, when we did it, we did the backtrack and, they did it in the original key, which is great, except Ian's voice is quite, where he's singing, Cross-Eyed Mary,
right.
That's kind of low for me. So I went, oh no, well the only way of doing this is to sing it an octave above. I'm like, oh no! So I was sat there with my balls in a vice, sort of like, Baby! You know, like that. You know, oh dear me, I had a headache for weeks after doing that. You know, it was terrible.
That's great.
I think we got to get Bruce out of here.
Jesus.
I'm going to see a drummer this week. I'm going down to his restaurant in Florida.
Yeah, are you going to the party?
I'm going to the
launch
party. Yeah,
well, I'm going to be live on the radio that night out of here. I'm going to be making telephone calls to all the parties around America. Is the plan, I believe. So I should be phoning you guys up down there and tormenting him. You know,
the drummer Nickel McBrain has a restaurant down in Coral Springs, Florida, Rock and Roll Ribs, and they're doing a listening party there Thursday night, the night before the album. I'm bringing my son down there. He's 5. He's a big Maiden fan, so we're going to sit there and listen to the record.
He was great on the record. I mean, his drumming on the record was sensational. And when we did Empire of the Clouds, I mean, this 18-minute song and everything. I wrote the whole thing on piano, and therefore, I mean, and my piano skills, I mean, I am to piano what 2 fingers are to touch typing, you know, I mean, and so I'm a 2-fingered typist and I'm a 2-fingered pianist. But, what we had to do was play about the first 4 minutes of the tune is all on the piano. So the band are playing to a piano, no click track, no metronome, nothing. So they got to, it was actually, we've never done anything like that before. And there's cellos and all kinds of things kicking around as well. And Nick was brilliant because he really drove the whole song, you know, just from, you know, beginning to end, and all the different movements and feels and things like that. And there was a bit at the end. The song is about the death of an airship, the R101, which crashed in Beauvais in France in 1930. Killed 48 people, huge tragedy, bigger than the Titanic. The airship was bigger than the Titanic. You could fit the Titanic inside it. It was so big. The biggest thing ever built in the sky. And, I mean, bigger than the Hindenburg, you know, all that stuff. But anyway, so the reason nobody's heard of this now is because it didn't get captured on movie film like the Hindenburg. But anyway, so I wanted this bit at the end of the song where we go through storms and storm sequences and all this stuff, and at the end of it, when the thing is finally just slowly plunging to earth. And it hits the ground and all the girders start to twist. And I said to Nick, I want something that, you know, I'm not quite sure how to have the ending of it, you know. And he goes, oh, I know, because, you know, he talks. He said, I know, you want a bowed gong. I went, a what? He went, a bowed gong. I said, what the bloody hell is a bowed gong? He said, I'll show you. So we go out, and he's got this huge orchestral gong on the back of his kit. So he gets out a violin bow and starts scraping against the edge of it. And what happens is the violin bow resonates the whole gong, and then you play the gong, like with the violin bow, and you go, it's kind of like metallic nails on a blackboard, you know. And I was like, wow, that's it. That is the sound of the airship dying and crumpling at the end. So I ran back into the piano and did this like mad sort of big apocalyptic chords. I'm like, got it in one. So he was great. He was just brilliant. Timpani on him playing on the timps as well. You know, you know. The only thing that we didn't quite work was we were going to have some sort of like tubular bells and things like that, which we used. We used orchestral bells, but he got these things in called crotales. I don't know if you know what crotales are.
No.
They're little things. They look like tiny little biscuits, but they're made of metal, and they go this little horrible little ding like that, and they're tuned, so they go ding ding, and they're just really cheesy sounding. And we spent a fortune getting these things imported from Switzerland, and this vast table of these little things, and we set them all up. And I said, "Okay, then what do they sound like?" He goes, "Ding." I went, "No."
that was it.
Did you get your money back at least?
No, I don't know.
Get your refund.
Yeah, you could have cheese and biscuits off them, maybe. You know, but
that's
you know,
funny.
Yeah.
Well, this album's going to do great. The Book of Souls, new double album out Friday. I want to play a song off the album as we say goodbye to Bruce Dickinson, who's an amazing guest, by the way.
Which one are you going to play?
I was going to leave it up to you.
I was going to really sabotage things. I could say Empire of the Clowns is 18 minutes long, but
we don't have radio ratings anymore, so we
never did.
Yeah. So even if we could even play Empire of the Clowns, I don't care.
What's the what do you think is
that Tears of the Clown thing?
Yeah, so why don't you play Tears of the Clown? Because
that sounds fascinating.
Play Tears of the Clown because I mean, Speed of Light, everybody's
doing very well.
It's doing very well and everything else, but it's in many ways it's one of the most straightforward conventional tracks on the record. I mean, as soon as we did it, me and Adrian, I went, you know what, this is going to make all the old guys really happy because they're going to go, wow, this could have been on Peace of Mind.
Right.
And then all the other guys are going to go, yeah, they've never changed, all these guys. Why are they just wasting their time doing it? So sounds a bit like a Deep Purple sort of thing. And I went, yeah, it's kind of cool, actually. I love that man, you know. So Speed of Light is what it is, you know. But the rest of the album is.
Can I brag
not
for
like
you?
that.
3 million views in 3 days for Speed of Light.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the official
It's doing
video.
better than Two Girls, One Cup. I mean,
what's Two Girls, One Cup? Hey, you know what I just what we discovered and what we just talking about Two Girls, One Cup. I'm getting an image there. By the studio in Paris, we had a little sort of French pub, so we'd finish, you know, in the studio every day and we'd, you know, go sit and have a beer and a bit of decompress and de-stress and stuff. And American women's football is really big in this pub in France. And I never realized that there were all these women jumping around, basically wearing not a lot, kind of like shoulder pads and knickers, you know, beating the hell out of each other. They're big in France. Very popular.
Yeah.
sounds obscene.
Yeah. Have you not seen it?
No, I would watch it.
Oh, we're gonna
watch women's football, and it's I don't know where it's from, but
is it the Lingerie League?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I love the Lingerie League.
Yeah, it's compelling. It's compelling.
I don't know anything about it, but man, the highlights are terrific.
It's compelling viewing, isn't it? It's
the Lingerie League is pretty popular,
and the Iron Maiden beer. Let's not forget the Iron Maiden beer.
Trooper, absolutely.
It's great.
We're having plenty of that. You know, it's the fastest. The fastest growing English beer ever created. We're up to about 10 million pints, 15 million pints, something like that worldwide now.
Bruce, your people are freaking out. They said you really have to go. And we don't have Tears of a Clown?
We're playing Speed of Light.
That's so predictable.
I think you're not allowed to play it till Friday. It's when it comes out.
Embargo.
Yeah. We're not allowed to play it.
Well, Speed of Light is a great song anyway. So
we'll play that.
And you know what? We'll play, we owe you one. So we'll play Tears of a Clown, you know, when we're allowed to. No problem.
Yeah.
Bruce Dickinson. Yes, thank you. What a pleasure.
Eric Wilkerson. As one guy shouted to me after, he said, Eric! I said, what? He said, Eric! I said, no. He said, Eric Wilkerson, I'm your greatest fan.
It's good that you didn't help him either. Let him swing.
All right, the double album is out Friday, The Book of Souls. We're going to play Speed of Light here. Bruce Dickinson, thank you so much, sir.
It's a great pleasure to be here.
All right.
In many ways.
Hell yeah. Speed of Light, Iron Maiden, off the new double album that's going to be available this Friday, The Book of Souls. That's it. Wow. That's great. It follows a formula, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was good, man, wasn't he, Bruce?
He's fascinating. I mean, I could just listen to him talk for hours, that guy.
Super smart dude, and singer of Iron Maiden.
Right. I wanted to hear Tears of a Clown.
Yeah, you have to hear it on the stream. It's great.
Right. I wanted to play it for everybody.
Yeah, I know.
I actually wanted to play the Empire of the Clouds, the 18-minute song. I want to know what that's all about too. Anyway, we got Brian Harman in the studio. I'm a big fan of this guy. I feel like I've known you for a long time, but we're meeting in person for the first time. If you don't know, Brian Harman was the guy that had 2 hole-in-ones yesterday at the Barclays.
Finally get to meet my Twitter pal.
Yeah, we've been going back and forth on Twitter for a couple of years. Because I was talking about the PGA one day, and Brian wrote me. He goes, "Hey, man, you got fans on the PGA Tour?" I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I think you're the only player on the.
All the fans are the actual golf fans. So I'm in Hartford a couple weeks ago, and a guy heckles me all day. Hey, Hom, and chip a few in or something. Like,
no, did he really do that?
All day long.
Fucking home run.
You really got that?
I was like, well, it could be worse. I could be A-Rod at that game.
Somebody was chipping you? Oh, that's awesome.
That's funny.
Chip a few.
Did it mess up your game?
No, man.
No.
It just...
Well, I was driving yesterday, and just before I started the car, I checked my Twitter, and a whole bunch of fans of this show go, "Dude, Brian Harman, your guy, he just had 2 hole-in-ones today." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here! You're fucking with me." Because the odds of doing that are, what did they say, 68 million to 1 or something?
It's not in your favor.
Ever.
Definitely not in your favor.
Even for a PGA guy.
Yeah, I've played 115 or so tournaments out there, and even in my life, I've never had one in competition. And I had 1 or 2 in 12 holes.
Right.
So it was wild. It was a wild day.
What'd you think when the second? I mean, the first one's big enough. What'd you think when the second one went in?
I looked at my caddy and I was like, "Shut up!" Like, no, like, there's no way. Like, and they both went in. I mean, just how you'd picture it. Just kind of dropped in.
Right.
But it was wild, man.
The second one was 220 yards, I think.
Yeah, 4-iron.
4-iron, 220 yards. That's pretty damn impressive.
That's tough following up a rock star with throat cancer. Now I'm talking about hitting a dumb golf ball.
But yeah, so you told me you're a fan of this show, so that we've been keeping in touch, and I feel like I know you. I drive my fucking wife crazy about you because I love golf, and I'm like, man, Brian's doing good this week. So
yeah,
you've had a pretty good year.
Yeah, man, it's been kind of up and down, but just grinding out there. I mean, it's a lot of travel, a lot of there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Yeah,
my wife's a SUNY Geneseo grad, so
really,
yeah.
What year?
Upstate. Oh hell, 2000 and
oh Jesus.
All
right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's when Opie's kid was born.
2000 something.
2000 something
is when she graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So she went to Geneseo when it was a real school. I went when it was a drinking school. Because now I tell people where I went, and they go, "Oh, Geneseo, my God, the Ivy League of the SUNY system," or whatever the fuck they say. And I'm like, "No, man, not when I went." Now it's almost impossible to even get into that damn place.
Yeah, she was a radiation therapist out in San Diego, so she was commenting on Bruce's back and forth with kids.
Oh, really?
Was was it a positive comment or no?
Yeah.
Was she like, "Oh, he's got no shot. He's finished." Oh, boy, that's a wrap.
Writing it down on the piece of paper like, "Oh, no. Big X."
So
that's fine.
When you have a hole-in-one, when you're just playing with schmucks, you gotta buy everyone's drinks. When it happens on the PGA Tour, what happens?
Well, I sent so there's probably 10 or 15 like golf riders that are out every week, and I wanted to send them a couple coolers of beer and I sent them a bottle of liquor, and I thought I was gonna get like the discount prices, but I got tournament prices, so it was like 300 beers and a bottle of Crown was like $3,000. It's like, oh man,
shit.
It's like I was trying to be nice,
right? Did any of the players partake in free drink from you?
Yeah, we went out last night. We went and saw Book of Mormon, which I really wanted to see.
Oh, yeah, it's
great.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then we went to this little Irish O'Donoghue's pub or something and just stayed there till too late probably. But
who are some of the guys you hang with on the
tour? I was with Ryan Palmer last night. He's a good buddy of mine. My buddy Harris English, who I played at Georgia with, he got sick on the way. He got in the car and was heading over here yesterday and got sick, so he didn't come out. But Hudson Swafford, Kevin Kisner, we were all out. It was fun.
Good for you. And you're doing a lot of interviews?
Yeah, just a couple, but I got to make time.
You were buried a little bit in the sports section. I was getting fucking pissed off. I'm like, dude, two hole-in-ones and one. Do you understand what this means?
But yeah, I've only done that a couple of times. The fact that you did it in a tournament is pretty pretty amazing.
I'm more happy that
you just passed it up. I think you just passed them.
I'm more happy that you're getting chipped out there.
That made my year.
I know. I couldn't wait to tell you in particular.
But you should have said that, because now you're going to get more of those guys.
The fact that professional people have to deal with that nonsense.
How's it go? Is it usually around the green or?
Yeah, well, just whenever. That day in particular, that guy, he had it out that day.
Yeah. Page 47, by the way. Page 47. Are you kidding me? Anyway, pleasure to meet you, Brian.
How long have you been playing golf?
I started when I was 11. I was a baseball player. I always wanted to play baseball, and just stopped.
What position?
I played shortstop and pitched.
Okay.
And just stopped growing. So I was a little better at golf, and that was it.
Well, Bucky Dent wasn't really a big guy, was he? Good topical reference. Fucking asshole I am. 1978. Well, the scooter wasn't very big. Can't pick a better shortstop.
You got to be bigger these days.
I guess so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are, and I just thought about it. As good as you get as a shortstop, right-handed shortstop. I mean, how There's 1,000 people.
Right.
Even if you're the best shortstop in the country, there's 1,000 people that can do it just as good as you can.
How big are you? How tall are you?
5'7".
Okay.
Yeah, but not a long hitter on the PGA Tour.
I mean, it's a work in progress, man. Trying to get it out there, but some of those guys just smoke it now. It's crazy.
Is Jordan Spieth the real deal or what?
Yeah, he is. He had
a shitty tournament though.
Well,
he got cut.
There's only
he gets
he shot 4 over the first day, and they said it was his third or his highest round of the year, I think.
Okay.
And that we play some hard golf courses.
Yeah, but
pretty impressive.
He becomes the #1 golfer in the world, and then next tournament he doesn't make the cut.
There's a lot of people wanting a piece of him every week. He's got a lot of obligations. He's having to do all these different pro-ams and all these different interviews. I think it's just taking it out of him a little bit. But I expect him to play pretty well.
Are you a good pool player? I wonder if it's the same hand-eye coordination.
Hand-eye coordination is good, but my pool game is embarrassingly bad. And ping pong, God.
Really?
Ping pong. Terrible. I used to play tennis too. It's just like
it's not a bragging sport though. You're all right.
Yeah,
you don't have to be good at ping pong.
You gotta spend a lot of time in a bar. Yeah, to be good at pool.
What about Tiger? Is he coming back?
Yeah,
ever?
he is, man.
You think he's coming back?
I tell you what, man.
Meaning starting to win tournaments, of course, and maybe a couple more majors.
He could have won 2 or 3 weeks ago in Greensboro. He played good, and That's crazy. That's how powerful the human mind is that guy. Tiger Woods convinced himself that he's not good at golf anymore. That's the only reason.
It just got into his head.
You watch him hit balls on the range, and it's Tiger. And everywhere he goes, he's still Tiger. And
right.
Man, once he realizes that he is who he is, he's gonna be fine.
I'm just glad he's missing cuts now. I used to be a big Tiger Woods fan, but I got so frustrated when I'm watching these tournaments and they're showing every single Tiger Woods shot when he's not even in contention.
Yeah.
So it gives you younger guys a chance to get some more exposure out there.
He moves the needle though, man. We're in Greensboro, and it's a well-attended tournament, but it's definitely not. I mean, it's not a mainstream. It's not. People aren't going to tune in on Sunday to really watch the Greensboro. There's too many other things going on. But they printed 49,000 extra tickets.
Wow.
I think they only originally printed 35 or 40,000. So when he shows up, people come out and watch, and then when he gets contention, people watch. So
all right.
I'm rooting for him to come back.
I didn't expect you to trash Tiger Woods. Don't worry. I was just giving my opinion on the whole thing.
My theory has always been. That whole scandal obviously screwed him up because that was probably like a part of his everyone does weird mental things to deal with pressure, and when you have like a weird ritual or whatever, maybe your or whatever it is you do, just to kind of it becomes a part of your balance act in your head,
sure.
And then all of a sudden that's gone, and it's like, what do I do to?
It's kind of like the release from golf, like if he was distracted,
yeah,
right. Think about golf, and
it brought him to his center.
It'd be like if Chuck Knobloch couldn't fix his gloves and touch his stupid helmet. Yeah. That's more topical. At least I'm in the 90s.
I remember.
Well, then he couldn't throw the first there for a while.
That's right. Remember, he had that problem.
That's how psychological it is.
But his fat sideways too.
His routine was exhausting to watch. Remember that?
It was so OCD. It was kicking the thing and stepping out and fixing the glove and doing his dumb helmet. And then he'd go up and foul one off. It's like, you motherfucker.
And then do the same thing again.
Oh, it was endless.
It was like Noma with the gloves. He was the gloves.
Remember Noma?
Gloves
Garcia Parra.
Are you superstitious at all? A lot of athletes very superstitious.
I try not to be, but it's hard not to be. Like sometimes.
What's one of yours that you'll be like, oh, why did I do that again?
Underwear.
Underwear?
Underwear.
Yeah. Like
you don't change them?
Well, no. If I no.
For me, it's sniffing them. How about?
No, I have to same brand, same like style.
Okay.
So whatever I'm into.
Jesus.
So wait, if you're doing good, you'll wear the same brand.
No, I just feel like that. So if you had like compression, like boxers on or whatever, and you wore those for the first 3 days, and then all you had left was a cotton pair on your last day, then I would just be totally mine. I'd be out of it.
Because your body, you feel different pressure on your legs.
Yeah,
it's just, I get that. It's physical sport. You want to feel as comfortable as possible.
Sure.
Well, a lot of guys have those routines, like pitchers. Pitchers, they like no one talks to them, or they have to do the same thing. All of them. It's like that Lamar Odom used to eat Skittles before he played.
Right.
Everybody's got something.
So you get to play next week, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing.
In Boston, right?
Yeah. We're gonna head over Tuesday morning.
Nice. So you're hanging out in New York for a couple days.
Yeah, that's why I was hitting you up to see if we could get in that cellar, that comedy cellar you always talk about.
Yeah, I'll call down today. Sure.
It's really up to. I said, yeah, I could do this for you, Brian. And then as soon as Jimmy came in, Jimmy, I need a favor.
Yes. Sure.
No, wife and I, we're huge fans of everybody y'all have in here. Went and saw Bill Burr a couple weeks ago
cool.
down in Savannah. Killed it. Yeah, it was great.
He's doing well for himself.
Yeah, he's doing okay. The Billy's Bible Belt tour.
Right.
Is that what he's calling it?
Yeah.
The cellar on a Monday night is really good, right?
Good.
Yeah, every night they sell out every show,
and all the guys are in town. So you'll see some big hitters down there tonight.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Great, Brian, man, pleasure to finally meet you. Like I said, I feel like I know you. Just going back and forth on Twitter and whatnot, but. And I was when those tweets came in yesterday, I was so fucking happy for you.
Thanks,
2 hole-in-ones in one damn round is just amazing.
And now after you were in, I'm happy for Chip.
Yeah,
I'm so happy that Chip has made it to the PGA.
He's worldwide.
Yeah, I hope Edgar makes an appearance too. Nice shot. Apple Falls. Oh, yeah.
Don't do that. Imagine that turns your whole game around and now you're winning major after major because of these guys, these fools.
Or if Tiger says that's what really ruined his game, with some asshole yelling Chip Chipperson quotes at him.
When was the last time that was done? I think you said it was 3 years ago.
I think it was six years ago. They told me. I was kind of shocked that it had ever been done. I was really. I could barely play the next hole because I was like, I just can't believe
that's fucked up.
It was wild.
Did you play well for the rest of the round?
I didn't have a great time. I ended up finishing 30th or so, but I shot 2 under, which if you have 2 hole-in-ones, you probably still do a little better.
Well, I wasn't going to bring that up.
But,
let's just focus on the 2 hole-in-ones.
There you go.
All right. And you get to move on to Boston. Harman's feat was shocking, but it was not the first time a player has made 2 holes-in-one in a single tournament on tour. Tournament, they should say round, really. It actually happened twice, most recently just 9 years ago when Yusaku made 2 aces in the second round in the Reno Tahoe Open. In 1955, amateur, blah, blah, blah. All right.
Still very rare.
It's amazing. For real, it's amazing. Anyone that plays golf understands how amazing that is, even if they're a PGA pro.
It got me into the radio show, that's all.
No, I was going to have you in anyway, because I just like you.
I wonder if Rich Voss was here, would he be impressed, or would he be like, what kind of course was it, or whatever?
He would have something to say.
He would have something, right?
I should have got him on the line.
I know, because
Voss loves his golf.
I was going to critique his backswing and his Twitter avatar.
You should.
Yeah, I should.
It's not good.
I should bust his chops.
No,
it's all right.
his swing sucks, and he gets mad every time I say it. But it's not traditional. But it works for him.
Not an ideal technique.
His hand is wide open. He doesn't bring that right hand over.
That's because he has little awful. Here's why. It's because he has little gargoyle hands, and they don't bend properly. He has to glue the actual club into his dumb little fingers. They don't wrap around. Little sausage hands.
Wide open. He's got to bring that around. What am I? He does fine. Whatever. I think we're out for today. Brian Harman, come back and see us. Good luck in Boston.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And it's Harman Brian on Twitter, I believe.
That's right. Yep.
Harman Brian. Go follow Brian Harman, our pal. That's on the PGA. Florentine, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it's great, man.
What do you want to promote? Anything?
September 10th, Ventura Harbor Comedy Club, Ventura, California. And the next night, September 11th, Comedy Store in La Jolla, California, San Diego. And then I'm doing a Kings Point Renaissance Center in Kings Point, Tennessee. It's a Dr. Steve produced gig.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Is he selling tickets for that damn thing?
Yeah, it's like there's only like 50 left at like a 400-seat theater. So.
How do they get tickets for that?
I don't know.
Maybe on
my website, JimFlorentine.com, there's a link to the tickets.
Or Weird Medicine on Twitter. He'll probably link.
Yeah.
He'll tweet something. And
Stress Factory at the end of September in New Jersey.
And Norton's doing the Oddball Fest.
3 Oddball Fest gigs next weekend. Caroline's the 17th through 19th. I think in Minneapolis and Detroit at the end of the month. And just a bunch of other stuff. Scottsdale, Irvine. Mm-hmm. I will reschedule DC, so
great.
Relax.
And Brian, you should, hit Times Square. There's topless broads out there.
Yeah,
right now.
we were listening earlier. I was like, maybe we'll see them on the way. We're walking. We're staying over there staying in Times Square.
Just walk around Times Square. They're everywhere. We might go do that right now ourselves.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.